and the children soon came out carrying their own school bags. Ah! Dad and Sister Long Ling are here. Suddenly, the children saw Yi Xian and Long Ling coming, and they ran over happily. Dad, Sister Long Ling, what good day is today? Why are you all here? Yi Shi threw herself into Yi Xian's arms, raised her little head and asked with a smile. It's okay. Dad will take you back first today. Sister Long Ling has some things to do in school. That's how it is. Hey, what's going on? Does it have anything to do with us? Then why didn't Sister Long Ling come? The children nodded, and then became a little confused about what Long Ling was going to do, and wondered why Long Ling didn't come over. Okay, you little guys should go back quickly. As for your sister Long Ling, I still have some big business to do. Long Ling smiled mysteriously at the little guys, then skipped towards the school with her hands behind her back. Sister Long Ling is so weird. The little guys grumbled, but didn't think much about it. After getting in the car, they went back with Yi Xian. On this side, Long Ling had already arrived at the door of the principal's office. The old principal inside had packed his briefcase and was about to go home after get off work, but then he saw Long Ling knocking on the door and walking in. Hello? What can I do for you? The old principal looked at Long Ling in confusion, not knowing what was going on. She didn't look like a parent's age. Hey, you are the principal here, right? Long Ling walked over with a smile and politely asked about the other party's identity. Yes, I am the principal here. Please sit down first. If you have any questions, just come to me directly. The old principal nodded and then invited Long Ling to sit down. After sitting down, Long Ling took out a bank card from his pocket, looked seriously at the principal sitting opposite him, and told him the purpose of his visit today. That's right, principal. I came here today for something. I want to donate some money to our school to cover the cost of purchasing equipment and redecorating it. This? Hearing this, the old principal, who had been calm, suddenly stood up, with doubts flashing in his old eyes. He had encountered such donations before, but this time he came to buy equipment and redecorate the house. Wasn't it a bit exaggerated? Could it be that this was to tease this old man? Chapter 398, Let Down. On behalf of the school, I would like to thank you for your kindness, but how much are you prepared to donate? The old principal became more and more confused the more he thought about it, so he could only ask first. Principal, there is 100 million in this card. You? What? Before Long Ling could finish her words, the old principal almost broke his teeth and felt dizzy. If he hadn't held onto the desk in front of him, he would have collapsed to the ground. Miss, are you kidding me? This is no joke. I am already this old, and my heart really can't take it. Principal, I'm not kidding. There is indeed 100 million in this card, and it is indeed a donation. The password is 123123. Long Ling smiled slightly, retrieved the current balance of this bank card from her mobile phone, and handed it to the principal. The old principal couldn't stand any longer at this moment, and slumped down in his chair. After being stunned for a long while, he stood up with difficulty and shook his head frantically at Long Ling. Oh my God! This is too much. I really can't have it. Miss, I really appreciate your kindness, but this is too much. Even if we accept it, we can't use so much. The old principal knew that this huge sum of money could bring about a brand new change to the school, in terms of teaching aids and other infrastructure, and even in the scale of the school. But as the saying goes, no reward without merit. Although it is a donation, it would be too hot to hold such a huge sum of money in your hands. Principal, please don't refuse. Let me help you settle the accounts. When Long Ling saw that the old principal refused, she knew in her heart that this was indeed a bit scary, so she began to seriously settle the account with the principal. Think about it, replacing better teaching facilities, whether it's multimedia or chairs, will cost a lot of money, right? Then there's the renovation of the teaching building, the repair of the playground, and the replacement of the school's old circuits. That's also a lot of money, right? What's more, there are still children here. Shouldn't we use safer, more environmentally friendly and pollution-free materials to be beneficial to the children's growth and health? Even if there is still a lot left, principal, daily maintenance and upkeep also costs money. But we won't say these. If there is anything left, we can also raise the teachers' salaries so that they can teach children knowledge without any worries. This is what they deserve. Children are our future. The old principal kept his mouth wide open the whole time and was speechless at what Long Ling said. Just when he was about to say something else, Long Ling had already stood up from his chair. And principal, this money was not donated by me. It was entrusted to me by a parent of our school, so I am just a clerk on duty. Please don't make things difficult for me. Then you can use the money as you wish. If there is nothing else, I will leave first. After saying this, Long Ling realized that there was no need to explain anything further, so he turned around and walked outside, and soon left the school. In the principal's office, the principal was slumped in a chair, his calloused hands holding the bank card tremblingly, his heart still unable to calm down. Although at his age, he has become indifferent to many things, but this time it was really too exaggerated. Someone just casually donated 100 million. Moreover, he was numb just now and didn't have time to ask about Long Ling's identity and who the donor was, and the other person had already left. Hiss. Who are the parents of our school's students? After sitting there restlessly thinking for a long time, the principal still couldn't figure out what was going on. He was just doing administrative work, and there were so many students in the school, how could he figure out who it was? Helplessly, the principal took out his mobile phone, opened the school work group on WeChat, and gave a general account of what had just happened. He also asked the head teachers of each class if they knew anything about the situation. Teachers, this is the situation. Do you know whose parents these are? Although it is a donation, we can't not know who they are, right? However, right after the principal said this, the hundreds of people in the school work group were all in an uproar, and dozens of messages suddenly appeared in the group. Principal. Are you kidding me? Someone donated 100 million. Oh my God. Although some parents have donated money before, even those with good financial conditions only donated a few 100,000 yuan. This is too generous. Are you really the parent of a student from our school? At this time, whether it was the school management or other class teachers and subject teachers, they were all extremely shocked by this incident. No one could believe that this incident was actually true. But these were spoken by the principal. Everyone knows that their old principal is a rigorous leader and what comes out of his mouth is never false. Principal, I think this is most likely the parents of the 5 girls in our class. Just when everyone else in the group was still guessing the identity of the donor, but no one dared to guarantee it, the head teacher of Yijing and several other girls made his own guess in the group. After all, as the homeroom teacher of Yijing and others, she often saw Yi Xian driving a luxury car to pick them up at the school gate. This is something no other parent can compare to. Therefore, regarding this matter, she probably believed that this was the father of Yijing's children, and continued to speak in the group. Based on my understanding of their father, he should be a wealthy businessman. When the principal in the office heard this, he suddenly remembered Yi Xian, who had come to him not long ago to help several other girls enroll. His manner of speaking, dress and temperament should be correct. But seeing what Yi Jing's head teacher said, the corners of his mouth trembled. Can't you be more confident? Just give it up. He donated 100 million yuan. How could he not be a wealthy businessman? Ah! Now that I think of it, I saw the father of these kids when I was getting off work. The car he drove was definitely a top-of-the-line luxury car. Indeed, I have worked here for so long and have seen many parents pick up their children in luxury cars, but this is the first time I have seen a father like this. Yes, that should be correct, I think he is the father of these children. After class teacher Yijing expressed her opinion, other faculty and staff in the group also expressed their agreement. After all, they had all seen or heard about these things recently. Okay, I get it. Then everyone please work harder today. You still have to come to the school to hold a meeting. This money is really too much. We still need to discuss how to spend it. The old principal calmed down at this time, and then announced the start of the meeting, asking all teachers and staff to return to school. He also quickly got up and rushed to the school conference hall. After a while, the school's conference hall was full of people. Everyone had a shocked look on their face, and they were discussing the incident with each other. Oh, I'm almost home. I told my husband about this, but he still doesn't believe me. I'll slap him in the face when I get home. Who could have imagined this? A donation of 100 million yuan, and he didn't even leave his name. It's incredible. We have so much money now. Even if we redecorate and replace facilities, we still have more than enough money. While everyone was still discussing, the principal, who was sitting at the front of the conference room, saw that most people had arrived, coughed twice softly, and the scene immediately became quiet. Ahem. Everyone, please be quiet. Although we have received this huge donation, we still ask everyone to think carefully and give us more suggestions. After all, this is a matter of great importance and we cannot let people down. Chapter 399, Stacking. Seeing the principal's serious look, all the faculty and staff nodded heavily and began to discuss a series of matters regarding upgrading facilities and redecorating. This meeting lasted for a long time. When the sky had completely turned black, the lights in the meeting room were still brightly lit. At the villa, after the children returned home, since it was the weekend and they had nothing to do, they prepared to find Longyin to play hide and seek outside. However, the children searched for a long time but could not find Longyin. After they pushed open Longyin's door, they found that the room was tidy. Their little mouths immediately pouted. After rushing downstairs, a few little guys came to Yi Xian and asked him seriously, "Dad, where is Sister Longyin? We can't find her anywhere. And we just went to check inside Sister Longyin's room, and all of her things are gone. Dad, please tell us quickly, where did Sister Longyin go?" Yi Xian looked at the watery eyes of the little guys and couldn't help but smile bitterly. This matter could not be concealed after all. "Okay, your Sister Longyin has something else to do, so I'll leave first." "Ah. Sister Longyin is gone." Hearing this, the little guys immediately became unhappy and quickly made a video call to Longyin, who had already left. When the call was connected, Longyin on the other end had arrived in a completely different environment. Seeing the little faces of the little guys, he spoke with a guilty conscience. "Hey, hello. Are you guys going home after school now?" However, the little guys didn't buy it. They pouted and stared at Longyin on the screen with grievance. The resentful look in their eyes made Longyin not know what to say. "Sister Longyin, why did you leave? You didn't even wait for us to come back." "That's right, Sister Longyin is so mean. Why did she leave without telling us? We were just looking for you. Sister Longyin, why did you leave without saying a word?" Before Longyin could think of an excuse to leave without saying goodbye, the little ones started complaining incessantly, asking why he didn't tell them earlier. They had gone to school happily today, and were planning to play with Longyin when they came back. But now, when they came back, they learned about Longyin's departure, and the little guys couldn't accept it. "This is Longyin's fault. I was afraid that you would worry about me and be distracted in class. Besides, Sister Longyin left because of a very urgent task, which is about our Chinese network security. How about this? I promise you, when I have time I will come to play with you and bring you some delicious and fun things. How about that?" Helplessly, Longyin had to briefly explain why he was leaving, and also promised the little guys that he would come back as soon as he had time. Well, Sister Longyin can't lie to us. After hearing this, the children felt a little relieved and made pinky promises to Longyin in the video very seriously. "Don't worry, Sister Longyin likes you so much, why would she lie to you?" Longyin smiled and nodded. Seeing these cute little guys caring about her so much, she felt very happy. Just like that, after Longyin made repeated promises and coaxed the little guys for a long time, the little guys finally recovered their mood and hung up the phone reluctantly. Yi Xian watched the whole process from the side and felt the same emotion in his heart. After seeing the children hang up the phone, he smiled at them lovingly. "Okay, don't worry about your Sister Longyin. It's not like she won't come back. Daddy has good news for you." "How about that?" "Great, Dad. What's the good news?" The little guys are in a much better mood now. When they heard the good news, they excitedly came to Yi Xian. "Look, isn't tomorrow the weekend? Let's go to the beach together, okay?" "Great. We can go to the beach." Hearing this, the little guys jumped up excitedly, and the golden beach and the blue sea suddenly appeared in their minds. Their eyes were full of longing. In the evening, because it was the weekend, Yi Xian did not let the children continue to attend classes, so after dinner, he played poker with the little ones. "Dad, you lost again." Yi Shi excitedly turned over his cards. Yi Xian had just lost several games in a row. "Ha, you girls are lucky today." Yi Xian smiled happily and stretched his face in front of the little guys. "Hey, I want to stick it on Daddy's forehead." Yi Shi showed a victorious smile, then tore off a little star from her favorite sticker and stuck it on Yi Xian's forehead. At this moment, there were already several cute little stickers on Yi Xian's face. Every time the little guys looked at them carefully, they couldn't help but cover their mouths and smile. While Yi Xian was playing cards with the children warmly, Longling came over excitedly and asked the little ones with a smile, "Is it fun? Can Sister Longling play with you?" "No." As soon as the words fell, the little guys shook their heads, and couldn't help but think of Longling's previous cheating, and said in a baby voice, Sister Long Ling cheated last time and made us lose miserably. Yes, we won't play with Sister Long Ling anymore. Sister Long Ling, are you planning to bully us again? Forehead. The smile on Long Ling's face froze for a moment. If the little guys hadn't said anything, she would have almost forgotten about cheating. Helplessly, she had to ask for help from Yi Xian, who was laughing at the side. Master, please say something good for me, and I will never cheat again. Oh, all right. Yi Xian smiled and nodded, then looked at the little guys lovingly and said, Girls, let Sister Long Ling play with us. You all heard it. She will never cheat again. Oh well. When the little guys heard Yi Xian say this, they didn't care about anything anymore and looked at Long Ling with wide eyes. Sister Long Ling, you can't bully us anymore. I promise. I'll definitely have fun. Long Ling nodded solemnly, smiled and sat down next to the little guys, and joined in the game together. Ah! Why did I lose again? After a while, Long Ling, whose face was covered with the children's stickers, pursed her lips helplessly. How could she know that she couldn't cheat this time? Her luck was extremely bad. The total number of games she won could be counted on one hand. Ha ha ha. Sister Long Ling's face is all covered with stickers. Sister Long Ling has such bad luck. We are so lucky today. Hey, Sister Long Ling, let's take a picture. Several little girls giggled with their hands covering their mouths. Their luck was really good today. They wanted to take photos with Long Ling. I'm never playing poker again. Under the camera, several little ones took a selfie with Long Ling, but under the bright smiles of the girls, Long Ling's smile seemed a little forced, and she couldn't help but sigh in her heart. After playing for a while, Yi Xian didn't dare let the children stay up late, so they went to bed on time. The next day, everyone got up and packed their things, and after breakfast, they set off for the beach in Jiling. The weather is pretty good now, and the sea is still warm, so you can swim. So in addition to other sunscreens, umbrellas and lounge chairs, everyone also prepared their swimsuits and prepared to have a great time. In front of the mirror, Yi Xian was gently braiding Yi Jing's hair. He skillfully braided it into a princess bun for Yi Jing. The 3 pigtails at the end of her hair were cleverly tied together, which was quite stunning. Dad, you are so awesome. Yi Jing looked at her exquisite self in the mirror excitedly. The more she looked, the more satisfied she became. This technique was even better than her mother's. This princess hairstyle made Yi Jing, who was already well behaved and cute, look more fashionable. It also stunned the other little ones, and they all ran towards Yi Xian. Dad, you're so good at braiding hair. Can you help me with one too? Dad, I want to get a beautiful tattoo like Jingjing's. Wow! It looks so beautiful. I want my dad to braid my hair too. For a moment, the children all scrambled to ask Yi Xian to braid their hair, and they all envied the delicate and lovely Yi Jing at this moment. No problem, Dad will give you the injections one by one. Yi Xian smiled dotingly, and then gave each of the children an exquisite hairstyle. What the hell? Master is such an all-round nanny. Long Ling was watching this scene from the side, and then looking at the little braids on the little guys' heads, she was even more surprised. Even a rough job like hair tying can be done so effortlessly, this is simply too powerful. Okay, let's go. Afterwards, the children's hair was tied up and everything that needed to be prepared was ready. Yi Xian smiled and waved his hand, and a few little ones ran out first, cheering. Let's go. Beautiful sea. Here we come. Afterwards, everyone drove to the seaside they had longed to visit. After the children changed into their beach shoes, they excitedly ran on the soft sand. It's so beautiful. I love the sea so much. There are so many people here. It's so lively. Mom and Dad, come quickly. The little guys were running and cheering, and they finally arrived at the seashore. They were so excited that they couldn't stop running. Shall we make a sand pile? After running for a while, the children finally stopped, and Yi Jing immediately suggested playing with sand piles. Yeah. Then let's build a small castle together. I'll build the castle gate. Then I'll build the princess's house. The little guys started working right away, then divided the work among themselves, found a piece of soft sand, and concentrated on building their own works. Chapter 400, Playing on the Sea. Long Ling also became interested, and without caring about her image, she lay on the beach and played with the little guys. On the other side, Wang Xinyao and Yi Xian came to the edge of the sea. There were many people swimming and playing in the water here, and the water temperature was quite comfortable. Let's get some girls to come swim. Yi Xian was very satisfied with the water temperature and looked at Wang Xinyao beside him with a smile. Okay. Wang Xinyao smiled and nodded, and the two turned around and went back to the beach. Just then, the children and Long Ling had finished building the sandcastle and were taking photos with their works. Girls, let's go swimming. Great. Let's go swimming. When they heard Yi Xian say that they were going to swim in the sea, the little guys jumped 3 feet high. They no longer cared about the sandcastle on the ground, and quickly followed Wang Xinyao's lead to the locker room nearby to change into their swimsuits. Let's go. Let's go. After changing, Yi Xian looked at the sun above his head. Now was a good time for swimming. Later, he would bring a few little ones to the shallow seashore. The little guys couldn't wait any longer and rushed into the blue sea. Wow! Dad, the sea water temperature is just right. Dad, can you see if I have improved in swimming? It's so much fun. The children swam freely in the shallow water. After Yi Xian's previous teaching, they can now swim quite well. Well, that's good. That's a lot of progress. Wang Xinyao smiled, gave the children a thumbs up, and then pulled Long Ling to swim towards the children. Everyone swam like this for a while, but the little guys were always restless and kept splashing water at Wang Xinyao, Long Ling, and others. You little guys are so mean. With his head full of water, Long Ling pursed his lips and then splashed seawater at the little guys. Mom, Dad. Sister Long Ling. Why don't we have a water fight together? However, the little guys became more and more excited as they played, and simply pulled everyone to have a water fight, having a lot of fun. I'm so tired, Master's wife, let's go over there and bask in the sun. After playing for a while, Long Ling felt a little tired. The sun was not as hot as before, so she pulled Wang Xinyao and prepared to lie on the lounge chair to bask in the sun. Then you go ahead, I'll take the kids. Yi Xian smiled at the two of them. He was in no hurry to let the little ones stay in the water. After changing their clothes, he took them for a walk along the beach. After walking for about 5 or 6 minutes, the little guys suddenly saw a sea cucumber pond surrounded by a fence in front of them. It was quite large and it was actually a huge breeding farm. Dad, there should be a lot of things over there. Can we go over and take a look? Dad, please take us inside to have a look. Yi Xian glanced over there, then looked at the longing looks of the little guys, then smiled and nodded. Well, let's go take a look. Then, Yi Xian took a few little guys and walked over there. There was someone guarding there, but the man had noticed Yi Xian and others before. After all, anyone who could come here on a red flag, couldn't he be a big shot? Seeing Yi Xian asking them to come over, the man didn't know what they were doing here, but he felt a little strange. What could someone of such status do here? While he was still wondering what was going on, Yi Xian had already walked over to him with a few little ones. Out of politeness, the man asked with a smile. Hello, what can I do for you? Boss, I want to ask if I can get some sea cucumbers and seafood from you. No matter how much, I will just buy them according to the price. My daughters want to catch some. Boss, can you please help me? Of course you can. Welcome. The man did not dare to hesitate upon hearing this and quickly nodded in agreement. Apart from anything else, this person was really someone he dared not offend. Not to mention what kind of car he came in, just his temperament is not something that ordinary people can possess. Normally, outsiders cannot be allowed to enter this place casually. They are engaged in aquaculture, and many goods have been reserved by some hotels or restaurants. It is not possible to allow individuals to come in and select and retail. But after all, this person's identity is indeed different, and the man did not dare to think too much about it, and hurriedly welcomed Yi Xian and others in. Come on, girls, let's go in and see if there's any delicious seafood. Yeah. The girls then ran inside happily, and the man found net bags and small basins for the girls to make it easier for them to catch fish. Dad, look at this sea cucumber. It's really fat. It must be delicious. Yi Jing's face flushed with excitement. Looking at the large sea cucumber she had fished out of her net bag, her face was filled with a happy smile. Well, that's good. Put it in the basin first. Dad will cook it for you when he gets home. Good. The children nodded happily, and then continued to use the small net bag to catch sea cucumbers. They caught several big ones. Looking at the results in the basin, they felt a sense of accomplishment. After catching some sea cucumbers, the children caught some other things, including a lot of blue crabs and oysters. While the children were happily catching seafood, the man secretly took a photo of the red flag and sent it to the boss of the farm he managed. At the same time, the man also gave a general report on the current situation here, talked about Yi Xian and a few little guys coming here to catch seafood, and also described Yi Xian's appearance. On the other side, the boss who was looking after the project at the headquarters suddenly had his cell phone vibrate, and he received a message from this man. He picked up the phone casually, but the next second, the boss's pupils suddenly froze. He enlarged the photo of the red flag and saw the unique license plate. This isn't this Mr. Yi? Looking at the pictures and reports sent by his subordinates, the boss's mouth trembled suddenly, and he immediately recognized who it was. For a moment, the boss was panicked and wanted to send a message to his subordinates to ask about specific matters, but his hands holding the phone were shaking. Helplessly, he had to call his subordinate. As soon as the call was connected, he asked nervously and seriously, "I saw everything you sent just now. You didn't do anything disrespectful to Mr. Yi, did you?" Chapter 401. It's getting dark. No. I was always polite to this gentleman. I was absolutely not disrespectful. At the farm, the man looked at Yi Xian, who was still catching seafood with the children, listened to the boss's anxious inquiries, and quickly shook his head. Listening to the boss's words, the man couldn't help but feel fortunate. Even his boss had such an attitude when he knew about this matter, which showed how terrifying the other party's identity was. Phew! That's good. When the boss heard this, he finally let go of the worry in his heart and spoke to his subordinates. "Okay, I'll be there right away. Remember, you must serve this person well for me." "Got it?" "Don't worry, boss, I got it." The man nodded heavily, and after hanging up the phone, he was still staring blankly at Yi Xian in the distance. At this moment, a cold sweat broke out on his forehead. Who on earth are these people? He heard the boss tone just now, and he couldn't fake that panicky expression. But who on earth is this person? He doesn't look very old, but he is so respectful to his boss that he even came here specially? The more he thought about it, the more confused the man became. He then took his own parasol and personally delivered it to Yi Xian and the others to set it up. He then brought some fruits and drinks. "Sir, the sun is strong here. You and the ladies must not get burned. Please enjoy these fruits and drinks. If you need anything, please let me know." "Thank you, boss. You are so polite." Yi Xian smiled and thanked the man for his kindness, but the man didn't dare to say anything. Looking at the little guys over there who were still fishing for seafood such as sea cucumbers, he hurried over. "Ladies, I'll take you fishing, okay? I know where there are big sea cucumbers and abalones, what do you think?" "Hey, okay, thank you, uncle." The children smiled and nodded. They just happened to need a man to guide them, so they agreed. "You're welcome, it's my pleasure." The man waved his hand and began to guide the little ones wholeheartedly, telling them where to find big sea cucumbers, abalone, etc. As a result, the children caught quite a few, all of which were large and fresh seafood. If these things were put in a restaurant, the price would increase several times, and they are also the top quality products from their farms. What a great harvest today! Thank you, uncle, for helping us. It's really big. The abalone I caught just now looks delicious. Yeah, excuse me, uncle, this is so much fun. Because of the man's help, the little guys became happier and happier as they caught more and more things, and they also thanked the man politely. It's okay, as long as the ladies are happy. Seeing the smiles of the little guys, the man's face felt a lot more relaxed. He thought that he had treated this person, whom even his boss did not dare to neglect, well. At this moment, many people on the beach also noticed the situation here. They saw Yi Xian bringing a few children to the enclosed farm to disturb things. Many people also became interested and were walking towards this side. The man, as the manager of the farm, was helpless when he saw this scene. He quickly walked forward and came in front of the people who were walking towards him. "Hello, boss, can we go catch seafood here?" "Yeah, we saw someone go in, and we wanted to go in and grab some too." "How do you calculate the price here? Can we go in? The things in here look good." The men and women in front of him looked at the man and started asking about the farm. They all wanted to go in and get something. "No, this is a private farm and we don't sell to individuals." However, the man did not hesitate at all and immediately rejected the requests of several tourists. "Please understand, I am just a janitor, please don't embarrass me." "What? Can't?" Upon hearing this, everyone became unwilling. They looked again at Yi Xian and others who were catching seafood inside, and began to question this man. Boss, what do you mean by this? Why can't we go in, but they can? That's right, that's why, you are so hypocritical. That's really boring. It's not like we don't pay you, so what if you let us in and catch some? Suddenly, everyone pointed at Yi Xian and others inside and started complaining to this man. After all, in their opinion, if others can get in, they should be able to get in too. What's the difference between them and Yi Xian and the others? Oh, you don't understand. I told you it's not possible. It's just not possible. The man's ears hurt from what everyone said, and he immediately lost his patience. He just stood in front of everyone, too lazy to explain anything, and shook his head firmly. Are you kidding? This place is not open to anyone, but even his boss came here in person to come in, so he certainly can't turn people away. But these people are different. If he lets them all in, it would be chaos and there would be no need to open this farm. But this made everyone very angry. Their faces turned red and they started yelling at the man. What's wrong with you? Do you look down on others? No. I just want to know what you mean as a boss. Why can they do it but we can't? How much money did they give you? You are eating in such an ugly way. He. We still don't understand. We really don't understand yet, and we don't want to understand. After all, in their eyes, this matter is not fair at all, and none of them knows where the difference between them and others lies. Either you don't let anyone in, or you don't do this at all. This is simply not treating them equally with Yi Xian and the others. Hey! Didn't I explain everything to you? This is not possible. The man sighed. Seeing the excitement of the crowd, there was some fatigue in his eyes. I don't know how to explain this to you, but we are just doing business here, and I hope you won't embarrass me. Even if you guys talk a lot today, I still can't let you in. Everyone, please take a step back. Are you afraid? But this was not going to work. Even though it caused outrage among these people, the man didn't let anyone in. After a while of arguing, many of them saw that the man just refused to give in, and there was nothing they could do, so they turned around and left in disappointment. Of course, there are still a few people who are still entangled with this man. Now it is not a question of whether to enter or not. This is unfair to them and has risen to the level of dignity. At the same time, the boss who had called earlier also rushed to the beach, and saw from afar Yi Xian who was fishing with a few little guys in the farm. Boss, this. Coincidentally, the man also saw his boss coming. He was thinking of asking his boss to explain to the people in front of him, but he saw that the boss seemed to have not seen him and walked straight in past him. The boss just saw Yi Xian and didn't care about anything else. He strode up to Yi Xian and greeted him respectfully. Hello, Mr. Yi. Welcome to our farm. I'm the person in charge here. We've met before. I'm so honored that you can come to my place. Take a look at these seafood. If you like them, I can have someone send them to you. The boss spoke respectfully and humbly. When he looked at the little guys standing next to Yi Xian, he did not forget to praise them. I guess these must be Mr. Yi's daughters. They look like dragons and phoenixes at first glance. Mr. Yi, you are so lucky. But even though the boss kept talking, Yi Xian just looked at him, smiled and nodded, then turned around and continued to play with the children. Forehead. The boss suddenly blushed. He said so much, but Yi Xian just nodded. But although the boss didn't have any other ideas, he was not surprised by this. After all, the gap between his status and Yi Xian's was too big. Yeah. So happy. We caught so much seafood today. Dad, these should be enough for us to eat, so let's not catch them. Mom and sister Long Ling will definitely be very happy to see this and will praise us for our ability. After catching for a while, the children saw that the small buckets at the back were already full. They all squatted beside the buckets happily, looking at today's harvest with joy. Well, let's go home. Your mother and sister Long Ling were urging us to go home. Yi Xian rubbed the heads of the little guys lovingly. It was indeed time to go back. The sun was about to set below the sea level and it was getting dark. Chapter 402 Girls Cooking. Boss, please pack these for us and calculate how much they cost. Having made up his mind, Yi Xian looked at the man next to him and the boss standing next to him and asked them to calculate the price of these things. Mr. Yi. This won't do. You've come all the way here, how can I accept your money? The boss quickly walked to Yi Xian and had no intention of asking Yi Xian to pay. He thought that he was flattered that Mr. Yi came, and there was no way he could ask for money. The man who was watching the place nearby saw this and realized that it was not the right time for him to speak, so he took a bucket full of seafood and went to pack it up for Yi Xian. It's okay. It's what it is. I told you when I came here. We'll just calculate the price based on the market price. Yi Xian looked at the boss and shook his head, still ready to pay, but the boss said he wanted nothing. Mr. Yi. Just take it back. You are giving me face by coming here. I will not take your money today. Well, then, I won't be nagging, but thank you anyway. At this point, Yi Xian didn't say anything else. He thanked the boss, and then the man who was watching the place carried the things and followed the boss to send Yi Xian and others back to the beach. Mom! Look, we caught so much seafood today. Here, Wang Xinyao, Long Ling and others had already packed up their things and were waiting for Yi Xian and the children. When the little ones saw this, they also ran over excitedly. Oh! That's so many! You girls are amazing! Wang Xinyao gently hugged the little ones in her arms, then looked at Yi Xian beside her. Honey, shall we go back? Good. After that, the sky became darker and darker, and everyone returned home. After carrying the seafood back, Yi Xian and others first processed the sea cucumbers, abalone and other things they brought today, and put them in a colander to drain the water. You guys play outside first. Daddy's going to take a shower. After I'm done, I'll make you something delicious, okay? After doing all this, Yi Xian gave some instructions to the little ones and prepared to take a bath first. Okay, Dad. The little guys blinked and nodded obediently. Hubby, let me wash one too. At this time, Wang Xinyao next to him also came over. Yi Xian nodded, and the two of them walked into the bedroom together. Here, Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao went to take a bath, but the little ones were a little restless and were still observing the seafood in the kitchen, poking them with their little hands from time to time. Hey, how about we cook for ourselves? Dad has been playing with us all day today, he must be very tired. Yi Jing pouted, and suddenly her eyes lit up. She suggested to her sisters that they help with cooking. But if that's the case, will Dad be angry? Yi Shi let out an but seemed a little hesitant. She wanted to help cook to make her parents happy, but she was also afraid that if she didn't listen to Yi Xian, she would make him angry. Xiaoxi, it's okay, Mom and Dad will be happy, believe me. However, Yi Xia had already gotten excited. Seeing Yi Shi being shy, he patted her lightly on the shoulder. Well, okay then. After hearing this, Yi Shi also nodded, and she was looking forward to Yi Xian's happy smile when she saw them doing everything, so she stopped thinking about it too much. Hey, let's get started. Yi Jing rolled up her sleeves, and as the elder sister, she immediately moved a small stool and stood in front of the stove. The other little guys looked at Yi Jing like this, but didn't know what to do, and asked her in confusion. Sister Jingjing, do you know what to do? Let's boil some water and cook these seafood first. Yi Jing was stunned at first when he heard this, then he patted his head and had an idea in his mind. They did what they said. Under Yi Jing's guidance, the little guys first found a big pot, filled it with water, and then put the pot on the stove with great effort. Wow! It's so heavy! After waiting and doing all this, the little ones were sweating profusely. This pot of water was still a little too heavy for their current age. But when she thought about how Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao would praise them for their sensible smiles in a while, she didn't care about that anymore. After turning on the natural gas on the stove, the water in the pot gradually heated up, and after a while, it began to boil. Okay. We can put the seafood in now. After a while, Yi Jing saw the big pot steaming. The sound of boiling also reached the ears of several people. She knew that she could put the seafood in it. But when Yi Jing, who was standing on a small stool, was about to lift the lid of the pot, she ignored the unbearable temperature. As soon as her little hand was placed on the lid, her fingers were burned by the hot metal and white steam caused by heat conduction. Ah! It was at this moment that Yi Jing screamed in pain and subconsciously pulled back her hand, but it was too late. By this time, her index finger had been burned red. Outside, Yi Xian had just walked out of the bathroom, but he didn't see the little guys in the living room. His heart suddenly skipped a beat and he frowned, feeling that something was not right. Ah! It was at this moment that Yi Xian heard Yi Jing scream coming from the kitchen, and he rushed in quickly. Entering the kitchen, Yi Xian picked up Yi Jing, who was standing on a small stool, put her hand under the faucet, and used cold water to rinse the burned part of Yi Jing's index finger. This was also due to Yi Xian's quick discovery. Under the continuous flushing of cold water, Yi Jing's originally somewhat painful expression became much more relaxed. Jingjing, how are you? Does it still hurt? At the moment, Yi Xian didn't have time to scold the girls. He just anxiously asked Yi Jing how she felt now. Dad, I'm much better now. Yi Jing tried hard to hold back the tears from her eyes, and she was a little afraid to look directly into Yi Xian's eyes. Hey, you girls. Do you know how dangerous this is? What if I come a little later? Seeing that Yi Jing was fine, Yi Xian finally breathed a sigh of relief. He looked at Yi Jing and talked to the other little guys. Dad has to tell you, burns and scalds are very painful if they are not treated properly. You are really too careless. Besides, didn't Dad just say that he would make you food after he finished taking a bath? Why aren't you playing outside? But even so, Yi Xian was reluctant to say anything harsh to the little guys. Dad, we were wrong. We just wanted to help. The girls pouted, lowered their heads and said something softly, which made Yi Xian even more helpless. These girls are really little ancestors. It is hard to say anything to them, and even harder to beat them. Okay, Dad knows you want to help, but don't do this next time. You are still young now, and the kitchen is very dangerous for you. This will also make Dad feel bad. Do you understand? Yeah, we know we were wrong. After saying one more sentence, Yi Xian led the little guys out, asked Yi Jing to sit on the sofa, found the medicine in the cabinet, and put some on Yi Jing's hands. Because Yi Xian discovered it quickly and kept flushing with cold water, there was only a small red mark left on the burned part of Yi Jing's index finger, and no blisters formed. Now Yi Xian has applied some medicine there, so it's not a big deal. I estimate that the spot will disappear in 2 days. You girls, stay here now. Daddy will make you something delicious, do you hear me? After applying the medicine, Yi Xian was about to go to the kitchen to cook dinner, but after taking a few steps, he turned around again and gave some instructions to the little ones. Yes, we will be obedient. The girls nodded heavily. Now that they had grown up, no one dared to mess around anymore. They just stayed on the sofa and watched cartoons. After a while, Yi Xian prepared the seafood he had brought today, and everyone sat together to eat. Jingjing, does your hand still hurt now? Just as Yi Jing picked up the chopsticks, Wang Xinyao beside her grabbed Yi Jing's fingers, frowned, and asked with concern. Don't worry, Mom. I don't feel any pain now. Dad just gave me some medicine. Yi Jing's face turned red. Although it didn't have any impact now, she was still a little worried when she thought about what happened just now. That's good. You girls, you have to be more careful next time. It's good to know that helping Mom and Dad is good, but this is too dangerous. Don't let it happen again. Seeing that Yi Jing was fine, Wang Xinyao finally let go of her worries. She had no intention of saying anything more, but in order to prevent the little guys from doing such stupid things in the future, she continued to say a few more words. Mom, let me tell you, that was just a small burn on your finger. If the whole pot of water had been poured over you, it would have been very dangerous. And if the natural gas is used carelessly, it will explode. That's really dangerous. You girls, you need to learn more about safety knowledge. As for how to help your parents, that's for the future. Got it? Wang Xinyao's tone was different from Yi Xian's. She was very serious and repeatedly reminded the little ones, and also told them some safety knowledge. Mom, we were wrong. After hearing what Wang Xinyao said, the little ones were so scared that their faces turned pale. They finally understood how dangerous this was. Yi Xian sat on the side and watched. Although he didn't say anything, he was still quite sure about Wang Xinyao's approach. These problems should indeed be discussed with these girls. He had neglected them in the past. Okay, remember what your mother said, let's eat, today's seafood is quite fresh. Then, Yi Xian quickly waved to the maids to eat. At this moment, the dazzling and fragrant seafood on the table made the maids unable to help swallowing. Hey, Mom and Dad, eat first. Yes, Mom and Dad have worked the hardest. Jingjing will pick up the food for you. We must listen to our parents in the future. But the little guys still resisted the urge to eat big bites in their mouths, and immediately filled Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao's bowls with vegetables. Chapter 403 Arrangement. After dinner, Yi Xian called Long Ling into his room. The expression on his face was not serious, but rather a bit of a smile. Master, your smile scares me a little. Long Ling looked at Yi Xian's smile, but for some reason she felt a little uneasy in her heart. She didn't know what she was going to do. What? Can I ask you to do anything excessive? Yi Xian pursed his lips and smiled, then continued lightly. This is not a big deal. I'll leave the planning of my wedding to my master's wife to you. What? The corner of Long Ling's mouth twitched violently, and he thought to himself that this was not a big deal. This was simply breaking the law. Why? You don't have confidence? Seeing Long Ling's reaction, Yi Xian remembered what happened before and asked with a smile. I remember when I said I wanted to have a wedding with your wife, you seemed to be the most excited one. Master, I wasn't ready just now, right? Of course I have confidence. Although this was indeed an earth-shattering event, Long Ling knew that this was a sign of his master's trust in him, so he did not hesitate and patted his chest to agree. Don't worry, master. Since you've entrusted this matter to me, I will definitely be able to handle it. Well, I'm sure I'll feel relieved if you say that. Yi Xian nodded, and after giving Long Ling a few more instructions, Long Ling walked out of the room, but her legs felt a little weak for some reason. After going out, she was still overwhelmed. This was indeed a big task and she could not neglect it. Not to mention how many big shots will come to support him given his master's status. The wedding of his master and his mistress is arranged by him, so he must do his best. However, without any psychological preparation, Long Ling suddenly took on this task. His heartbeat could not slow down for a while. He could only take a deep breath and return to his room. The night slowly deepened, and except for the bright moon and the faintly twinkling stars outside, everything else became pitch black. Inside the villa, Yi Xian and Wang Xinyo had already taken the little ones to bed. Apart from the street lights outside, only Long Ling's room was still brightly lit. Long Ling, who has been entrusted with an important task, dares not sleep now. He is still looking up information on the computer and writing and drawing on the notebook in front of him, recording a lot of plans. It's really not easy. After a while, Long Ling stood up and yawned. He had just searched the internet for many private wedding planners and similar groups in China and abroad. What she had to do now was to call them one by one. No matter how late it was urgent. At this moment, when the land of China has fallen into a peaceful silence, in a financial street abroad, the sun is still hanging high above the head. Among the countless prosperous buildings in this financial street, in the top floor office of one of the luxurious buildings, a call came from China. Ha! This is actually Hua Xiao's phone number? The manager, who was sitting in his office chair processing documents, looked at the caller ID on his phone with some confusion in his eyes, because he seldom received calls from China. Their group is a well-known wedding planning group abroad. They have helped many celebrities and dignitaries to plan many luxurious and grand weddings, including some world-famous figures. Therefore, their group is widely known abroad, but as for the price, it has naturally risen. After all, this is also a high-quality customized wedding planning. Service is one aspect, and price is another. But what surprised him was that it was a work phone, but he had no recollection of receiving any calls from Huaxia. Hello, this is Floaty Private Wedding Customization Group, I'm the manager Anos. Hello, I'm from China. I've heard that you are the industry benchmark for wedding customization. I would like to hire you to come to China and help plan a wedding for me. As expected, it was Long Ling's voice on the phone. Although it sounded a little tired, it fully demonstrated Long Ling's efficiency. However, these words confused the manager. Their group was big, but not so big that it extended across the entire world. He immediately and politely rejected Long Ling. I'm sorry, Mississippi. As the manager of the group, I can tell you responsibly that we haven't yet defined the scope of business in China. I understand your feelings very well, but we really can't do anything about it. Don't worry. Since I need you to come to China specially, the treatment will definitely satisfy you. This can also be discussed. Hearing this, Long Ling was not in a hurry, but the manager couldn't help but sneer in his heart. Isn't this ridiculous? For groups like theirs, countless wealthy children and dignitaries abroad have chosen them as their first choice for wedding customization without hesitation, so they never lack orders here. And now, the other party came from faraway China and threatened to let them go over. Isn't this just bragging? Thinking of this, the manager found this matter extremely ridiculous. This was probably just a harassing phone call. It was all nonsense. What kind of treatment were they talking about? What kind of treatment could allow them to send someone over? Miss, you don't have to say anything more, Don't worry, the deposit is 50 million, think about it. However, just when the manager was about to say the last sentence and hang up the phone, Long Ling directly mentioned a deposit of 50 million, which made the manager's head buzz, and the words he was about to say were stuck in his throat. "Miss, what are you talking about? 50 million? A deposit." At this time, the manager was a little at a loss, but after thinking quickly for a moment, he still found it unbelievable. How could he possibly come up with a deposit of 50 million yuan out of nowhere? At this time, he began to firmly believe in his heart that this was just a joke on him, and a fierce look flashed in his eyes. "Manager, the finance department just sent us a message saying that they received a transfer of 50 million from Huaxia. Do you know about this?" However, at this moment, another senior executive of the group walked in with a look of surprise on his face and asked the manager if he knew about this matter. This? Chapter 404 Dark Circles. Hearing this, combined with what Long Ling said about the deposit on the phone, the manager almost dropped his phone on the ground. The corner of his mouth twitched violently. He never thought that this was actually true. They just put forward a deposit of 50 million and it was sent to me the next second. This efficiency is too fast. Manager, you should have received the deposit I sent to your group, right? On the phone, Long Ling spoke calmly, not caring about all this at all. This calm tone completely convinced the manager, and he was glad that he didn't say anything too harsh. This is 50 million? 50 million for a single word. And more importantly, this is just a deposit. Miss, please forgive me for being so rude just now. I think we can have a good talk now. Taking a deep breath, the manager waved his hand to let the executive go out first, and then politely discussed the wedding with Long Ling on the phone. After all, the deposit alone is 50 million, and the other party's financial resources are extremely terrifying. If I can get it done for them this time, I can't say how much the price will be. Okay, miss, I got it, don't worry, we will be here as soon as possible. After a while, the manager nodded politely and solemnly wrote down the request that Long Ling had just made. After hanging up the phone, the manager immediately became full of energy. After consulting with the chairman of the group, he convened a high-level meeting and proposed going to China. Go to China? Manager Anos, please forgive me for being blunt, but are you kidding me? That's right. Our group has never conducted business in China. It's so far away, there's no need for us to go there, right? Manager Anos, I personally think that this matter needs to be carefully considered. Weighing the pros and cons, this is not good for us. At the meeting, a group of senior executives obviously felt that the manager's plan to go to China was a bit unrealistic. Everyone, I know what you think, but the deposit the other party gave this time is 50 million. The manager was sitting in the front looking at everyone. He couldn't suppress his excitement at this moment and directly told everyone about the 50 million deposit. Oh my god? 50 million. This is crazy. 50 million? This is just the deposit, so doesn't that mean this order? Manager, we understand. Let's prepare as soon as possible. A group of senior executives looked at the manager in disbelief. No one objected to the trip to China. They just silently estimated how much profit they would get after the trip was completed. The plan was finalized, and the entire group began to prepare busily. Everyone exerted their professional abilities to the utmost, and hurriedly made all preparations to go to China. There was no other way. This time the other party gave them too much. They had no choice at all and did not hesitate at all about how to choose. At the same time, in China, some group CEOs also received calls from Long Ling, but some of them knew Long Ling and knew his identity. Ms. Long Ling. Don't worry, I will definitely do as you say. One of the CEOs made a solemn promise to Long Ling on the phone, his whole body shaking with excitement, knowing that this was a great opportunity. After learning the news, these bosses no longer cared about anything else and quickly asked their subordinates to plan a schedule and rush to Jilin. Oh my god. It was so hard, I finally finished the call. On this side, Long Ling had not slept either. After making the last phone call, he looked a lot more relaxed. He put down the phone and couldn't help yawning. But hard work pays off, there won't be any major problems with this wedding. Looking at the schedule he had made, Long Ling smiled complacently, stood up and walked to the side to draw open the curtains, only to find that it was already bright outside and he had been busy until now. Because the desk lamp was on all the time, and the blackout curtains were not drawn, Long Ling also forgot about the time. Now she felt helpless. It seemed that she really couldn't sleep this time. Outside, everyone had finished breakfast, but Long Ling had not come out, so he missed breakfast time. Afterwards, Yi Xian took the children out for a run. Before leaving, he specifically reminded Wang Xinyao about Long Ling. Only then did Wang Xinyao know that Long Ling was in charge of arranging the wedding. Hey, why hasn't this come out yet? But after Yi Xian took the children out for a while, Wang Xinyao, who was sitting in the villa, still hadn't waited for Long Ling to come out of the room, and she couldn't help but feel even more worried. Let's go check it out. At this point, Wang Xinyao could no longer sit still, so she quickly stood up and walked to the door of Long Ling's room. With worry in her eyes, she gently knocked on Long Ling's door. Long Ling, come out for breakfast. As soon as Wang Xinyao finished speaking, Long Ling inside yawned and opened the door. He looked at Wang Xinyao tiredly with bloodshot eyes, with a pair of exaggerated dark circles under his eyes. Oh my god! Long Ling, you didn't get enough rest? Why are there so many dark circles under your eyes? Come down quickly and have some breakfast first, and then go get some sleep. This also scared Wang Xinyao a lot. If the dark circles under her eyes were any bigger, she would almost turn into a giant panda. Master's wife, there's no need for breakfast. I have to go out for a while. Long Ling saw that it was Wang Xinyao standing outside, and she rubbed her eyes with a smile. Now she had changed her clothes and was getting ready to go out. Well, wait a minute, I'll make you a bowl of soup. Wang Xinyao suddenly felt distressed and was about to turn around and go downstairs to make soup, but was stopped by Long Ling. Hey, thank you, master's wife, but I don't have time to drink the soup now. I'll drink it when I get back. Well, you have to have a good rest after coming back today. Okay, I understand, master. Finally, faced with Long Ling's firm attitude, Wang Xinyao could not persuade him anymore and had to give him a few more instructions before letting Long Ling leave. After going out, even though Long Ling was exhausted, he still rushed to the door of a club where he had an appointment with several domestic bosses. Ms. Long Ling, you are here. Several CEOs were already waiting at the door of the club. When they saw Long Ling coming from afar, they hurried over to greet him and greeted him enthusiastically. But before the bosses could say anything else, they were all shocked when they saw Long Ling's haggard face and dark circles under his eyes. Miss Long Ling, what's wrong with you? Chapter 405 Preparation. At this time, the dark circles and tired look on Long Ling's face were even more obvious outside in the daytime. The bosses had never seen Long Ling like this, and they quickly showed their concern. Ms. Long Ling, are you too tired? Do you want to take a rest first? That's right, Miss Long Ling's health is the most important. Miss Long Ling, have you stayed up late? Listening to the caring words of several people, Long Ling's expression did not change. He waved his hand as if nothing had happened, trying his best to make himself look more energetic. I don't have time to rest. Let's go in first. Oh well. Having said that, Long Ling led everyone into the club, asked for a secluded private room, and while eating, he spoke seriously to several bosses. This matter is quite urgent. You should understand why I gathered you all so quickly. This time, it's my master's wedding. So no matter how we arrange and prepare this time, it's not too much. There is no upper limit to the expenses this time. Boom! With just this one sentence, Sui stunned all the bosses present. They suddenly felt their heartbeats quicken and knew that this matter was of utmost importance. We understand. Miss Long Ling, just tell us what you want us to do. Yes, we will definitely try our best and use our greatest abilities. Just make the arrangements, Miss Long. We're listening. However, while they were surprised, the CEOs were also smart people and expressed their attitudes. Well, that's easy. You guys should come up with a plan first. I have to lie down and take a nap for a while. Long Ling nodded in satisfaction, but he could not stand the endless sleepiness, so after he finished speaking, he lay down on the table. Having not slept all night, Long Ling finally relaxed her tense nerves. Not long after she sat down on the table, she fell into a deep sleep. Several bosses looked at the dishes that had not yet been served on the table, and then looked at Long Ling who was sleeping soundly, and they felt deeply moved. Miss Long is someone of such high status that she has been working tirelessly for this matter and has come to this point. We should be careful too. Okay everyone, let's not waste any more time, let's start discussing this now. One of the CEOs spoke seriously and said that although the CEOs around him were usually competitors, when faced with a situation like this, they would not care about the trivial matters from the past. Okay, let's keep our voices down and talk to the side. Okay. As they spoke, several CEOs and design planners walked to the sofa beside the private room and sat down, but in order not to disturb Long Ling's rest, they spoke in low voices. About a few hours later, those foreign masters also came here one after another. However, they were shocked to see so many CEOs and designers of customization companies gathered in the club. Everyone had a tacit understanding in their hearts, but as time went by and more people came, the weight of this wedding in their hearts became greater and greater. What? No limit? As they were talking, these foreign masters learned about the financial arrangements for this wedding from several Chinese designers. They couldn't help but feel their heads buzzing, and the jet lag that they didn't have time to adjust to was completely frightened away. How rich are they? They've already given us a 50 million deposit. And they're still. You guys also paid a deposit of 50 million? So did we. It seems like we all are. At this point, a group of top wedding planners from home and abroad looked at each other in bewilderment. They had seen many wealthy people, but this was the first time they had seen someone as wealthy as this. Therefore, no one dared to delay any longer and continued to customize the plan without delay. By the time Long Ling woke up rubbing his eyes, everyone had designed several plans. Ms. Long, while you were resting, we have designed several plans. Please take a look. Good. After receiving the plan, Long Ling has now become much more sober. After taking a few glances at it, he did not comment on the feasibility of these plans, but looked at everyone seriously. Everyone, please work hard. I'll take over this club. You guys can continue to discuss here and try to come up with your best plan for me. Oh my god. They booked it right away? The corners of everyone's mouth twitched, and they were shocked in their hearts. Isn't this too scary? They just booked it like this, and it was such a luxurious club, but it was just given to them to discuss the plan. However, looking at the money given by Long Ling, everyone nodded solemnly and continued to work on the plan seriously without delay. Except for eating and going to the toilet, they did not waste a single minute. They didn't want this to happen. Even if it was to meet the customer's needs, there was no need to work so hard. But this time, the other party gave too much. It was evening. Long Ling was sitting in a chair. On the table were a series of plans and a cup of hot coffee. Master, I won't be going back tonight. I'm quite busy here. After checking the current time, Long Ling picked up her phone and sent a message to Yi Xian. Judging from the situation tonight, she probably couldn't go back. At the villa, the girls watched the night gradually fall, but there was no sign of Long Ling. They hurriedly found Yi Xian and asked him anxiously. Dad, why hasn't Sister Long Ling come back yet? Did Sister Long Ling also leave without saying goodbye? Did she leave us and go somewhere far away? Dad, please call Sister Long Ling to come back. It's very dangerous outside at night. Ever since Long Yin left without saying goodbye last time, the little guys couldn't help but start to have wild thoughts when they saw Long Ling not coming back for a long time. Okay, are you guys coming back? Your sister Long hasn't left yet, but she's not coming back tonight because she has some important things to do. Yi Xian rubbed the children's faces to comfort them, and also roughly told them that Long Ling had something important to tell them. Oh well. The children nodded. After hearing that Long Ling had something to do, they didn't ask any more questions and felt relieved. After all, for them, as long as Sister Long Ling didn't leave without saying goodbye, everything else was acceptable. Here, the lights in the clubhouse were also brightly lit, but this usually bustling place was very quiet today. Apart from the busy footsteps of the designers and the voices of them discussing, there was no other sound. Chapter 406, Bright Lights. The information and documents piled up on Long Ling's desk began to increase. Although he slept for a while during the day, the fatigue on his face was still visible, and the bloodshot in his pupils was obviously visible. For the wedding of Master and Madam, Long Ling dared not relax at all. She had to supervise the entire process and not miss any details. Miss Long Ling, excuse me for disturbing you. While all the work was going on in an orderly manner, several of them came to Long Ling's table with somewhat guilty expressions. What's the matter? Long Ling raised his head and glanced at a few people. Although his voice was still capable, it also contained a deep sense of fatigue. Ms. Long, we were in a hurry when we came here before, and we didn't prepare some materials. Now we have to go back. Well, then go and come back quickly. Upon hearing that it was about material preparation, Long Ling agreed without hesitation and let them out of the club. Afterwards, several people hurriedly walked out of the club and rushed towards the group without stopping. However, when they reached the bottom of the building, they were seen by other bosses. Are you guys here? Why are you all so anxious today? The bosses were quite familiar with several people, and everyone knew how they did things on weekdays. But today, they felt something was not right, so they stopped several people and asked them. Alas, there is no way to not be hurried, this is the wedding of the century. One of them sighed, and without bothering to explain too much, he prepared to walk into the building, thinking of preparing the information and taking it out as soon as possible so that he could go back earlier. If I go back too late, not only will I delay my work, but Miss Longling will also blame me. What? Wedding of the century, what kind of adjective is that? The bosses were stunned when they heard this. It sounded like they were just planning a wedding, so why would they need such an exaggerated statement? Seeing that the few people were about to leave, the bosses quickly stopped them again and asked with confusion on their faces. Wait a minute, guys. We are very curious. Why are you all so cautious? Whose big shot's wedding is this? I don't think we've heard any news recently. Who is this person? The wedding of the century? Logically, we should know about this. The few people who were about to go in were stopped again. They were a little angry at first, but seeing that these bosses were really curious, they simply told them. You should know Mr. Yi, right? This wedding was planned for Mr. Yi. Boom. It's Mr. Yi's wedding, oh my god. Did I hear it right? Mr. Yi. Oh my god. No wonder it's the wedding of the century, it turns out to be this person. After hearing this, several CEOs shuddered all over, and a figure so tall that they could only look up emerged in their minds. If you don't have anything else, we'll leave first. Seeing that there was no time to waste, a few people said hello and ignored the few bosses who were standing there in a daze, and hurried into the building. After an unknown amount of time, the CEOs were still staring at each other in bewilderment, their hearts were filled with shock, and even now, they were unable to calm down their shock. At the same time, Long Ling was still looking at these plans and thinking them over carefully, but he also remembered his master's identity. Master is a 5-star dragon general in the Yanhuan military, would he also like a wedding with military elements? But after some fruitless thinking, Long Ling felt somewhat regretful. He should have hinted at it before he left. Then he wouldn't be out of ideas now. Oh. I regret it so much. Why didn't I ask again when Master was here? Sighing, Long Ling thought for a while again, but still had no idea, so he took out his cell phone and called Zhang Qingtian. Zhang Qingtian, who was sitting in the branch office, received a call from Long Ling and asked with a smile. Hello, it's Miss Long. You're calling me, what's the matter? This is nothing big. My master is getting married, and I want to ask if your military department has any special elements. I am now responsible for planning this matter. What? Miss Long, you said Brother Yi is getting married? But Zhang Qingtian interrupted Long Ling before she finished speaking. His mind was empty as he carefully recalled every contact between him and Brother Yi during this period, but he had never heard of any marriage. You don't know either? Long Ling asked in some surprise. Her subconscious mind was that her master and other old subordinates in the military should know this. Miss Long, we really don't know, which means that this matter is true. Well, yes. This is such a big deal, why didn't Brother Yi tell me? After confirming that the news was accurate, Zhang Qingtian's face turned red, his eyes almost popped out, and his heart was like a huge wave and could not calm down. This came too suddenly. Ahem, General Zhang Long, let's get to the point. Do you have any suggestions or ideas on this matter? But Long Ling didn't give Zhang Qingtian more time to be surprised by this matter. He coughed twice and brought the topic back to the topic. This. I need to think about it. Miss Long, you have to give me some time. Zhang Qingtian was even more confused by this question, so he had to ask Long Ling to wait for a while as he still needed to think about it. It's okay, I'm not in a hurry. Long Ling nodded, and then Zhang Qingtian on the other end of the phone fell into a long silence. As for Zhang Qingtian himself, as a dragon general, he was originally a rough man. Although he could handle military affairs in an orderly manner, he had nothing to do with arranging a wedding and knew nothing about it. Miss Long Ling, I don't have any good ideas. When I go to meet my sister-in-law, I will bring my brothers from the military fully armed and go with Brother Su, and follow behind him the whole time. After he had been thinking hard for a long time, his excited heart could not support him to come up with any reliable ideas, but he felt very satisfied and asked Long Ling with a smile. Look at this, does it have a military color? Forehead. Long Ling's mouth twitched suddenly when she heard Zhang Qingtian's outrageous idea on the phone. She couldn't help but think of this scene in her mind. My goodness, is this a marriage or a bride kidnapping? Covering his eyes, Long Ling felt so regretful. Why did he think of asking Zhang Qingtian this question? Well, General Zhang Long, your idea does give me some inspiration. I'm still quite slow here, so I won't bother you. Thinking about this, Long Ling decided to continue asking questions, so she quickly ended her chat with Zhang Qingtian and leaned back in the chair with a wry smile. After all this talk, I didn't get much advice from this, but I'm afraid the news that my master is getting married will soon spread throughout the military. What? Yi Long is getting married? On this side, many high-ranking officials in the Yanhuan military department gradually learned about this matter, and everyone's reaction was not much better than Zhang Qingtian's. Some were even more exaggerated than Zhang Qingtian's. Is this news true or false? I haven't heard General Yi Long mention it. It should be true. This news came from General Zhang Qingtian and General Zhang Long. It can't be false. In that case, we have to prepare well, because Yi Long is getting married. All of a sudden, the top executives were completely shocked. They were surprised that Yi Xian was going to get married, and they also started discussing what gifts to prepare. Think carefully about what we should prepare. Oh, this really requires some careful consideration. To be honest, I really don't know what to give as a gift. I have to say, this is still too difficult for us. I think it's much more complicated than training for war. After discussing for a while, the senior executives were even more troubled and had no good ideas. As for money and other external things, it was not a question of whether they could give them, the main thing was that Yi Xian had no shortage of them. But if it comes to other things, I don't know what is appropriate. Now I am a little confused, and I also sigh that I regret not having read enough books when I need them. At the same time, Zhang Xingxi was pacing back and forth in his office. After realizing the news that Yi Xian was going to get married, he was also thinking about how to prepare. But like everyone else, Zhang Xingxi couldn't think of any good ideas, so he had no choice but to call a few of his capable men to his office. General Zhang Long, we are here. Why are you looking for us? Several people walked in wearing neat military uniforms, and when Zhang Xingxi saw them, he quickly walked up to them and said, "Ha, it's nothing serious. I just need you to help me think about it. You know that Yi Long is going to get married, but what kind of gift should I give?" Well. After hearing this, several people felt a little unprepared, but they also began to think hard. After all, Yi Long was going to get married, and this gift could not be given casually. While the entire Yanhuan military was boiling over this matter, China's top dignitaries also began to prepare. This news even spread to the West. Is this true? This person's wedding? When the patriarchs of the big families in the West heard the news, their faces suddenly changed and they were extremely shocked. Even though they were still far away, they did not dare to neglect it and quickly asked people to start preparing gifts. There is no other way. If they don't prepare well, they are really afraid that the black sticker will fall on them. Chapter 407 How? While everyone around the world was busy preparing gifts, Yi Xian was safely at home, playing with a few little ones. Hey, your teacher seemed to have said that there would be a party in a few days. Do you girls want to go up and perform? Wang Xinyo was sitting aside, reading the messages in the parents' group, and also looked at the little ones. Yes, Mom, we signed up. Hee, we will all be there then, it will definitely be a wonderful show. We formed a little band together, and it was so much fun. The children nodded excitedly and straightened their waists proudly, which made Yi Xian happy and he smiled at the children. You guys are amazing, can we go and see it then? Yes, our teacher has said that any parent can go and see it. Yi Jing and the other little ones nodded suddenly, then blinked their eyes and threw themselves into Yi Xian's arms, starting to act coquettishly. Dad, we are all going to perform on stage, can you help us rehearse? Dad, if you give us some training, we will be more confident by then. Okay, Dad, just take us to training. Of course you can. Let's go. Yi Xian nodded lovingly, then took the little ones to the study where they usually studied music. Come on, before we start, Dad needs to know what exactly you're going to perform. Just as the rehearsal was about to begin, Yi Xian sat in front of the piano and asked the little guys what they were going to perform. I thought that since it was a band, there must be repertoire to play and sing, and there should be a division of labor among the children as to who would be responsible for playing instruments and who would be responsible for singing. Dad, our little band is like this. I'm responsible for singing, Yi Xi and Yi Xia are responsible for the small drum set, Yi Yun is the piano accompaniment, and Yi Zi is the guitar in harmony. Upon hearing this, Yi Jing stepped forward first and told Yi Xian about their own arrangements. Well, that's not bad. You guys know how to play to your strengths and form a team. Dad really didn't expect that. Touching his chin, Yi Xian thought carefully about the arrangements for the children, which were indeed in line with their usual strengths, and nodded with satisfaction. How about this? You guys sing it according to your group first, show Dad the effect, and then Dad will give you targeted training. How about that? Good. The children agreed, and then each found their own small musical instrument. Yi Yun sat on the piano bench, and Yi Jing found a small mobile microphone. Dad, let's get started. Yeah, come on. This is the first time that the children have performed the piece they are about to perform in front of Yi Xian, and they have only been training for a short time. Their little faces are red and they look a little nervous. It's okay, you girls just relax a little, we're at home, only your parents are here, and there will be many children and parents coming to watch your performance. Wang Xinyao, who was watching from the side, also realized the children's problems and comforted them gently. The little ones nodded and tried hard to regulate their breathing, and they felt much better. Afterwards, with the accompaniment of the children's coordinated musical instruments, Yi Jing took a small microphone and began to sing quietly. Wang Xinyao and Yi Xian watched quietly at the side. Although the children often asked questions, they did not interrupt. They just encouraged the children with affirmative eyes and accompanied them to the end. Dad, are we terrible? After the singing, Yi Jing was somewhat dissatisfied with herself and said in a low voice with her head down. But it wasn't just Yi Jing. The other little guys were all more or less dissatisfied. They didn't dare to look at Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao, thinking that they were very bad. No, you guys performed really well. Yi Xian smiled and shook his head, rubbed the children's faces, and encouraged them. Okay, Dad can tell what's wrong with you, but don't worry, these are not big problems, just practice more and you'll be fine. Really? When the children heard Yi Xian say this, there was a little more confidence in their eyes, and Yi Xian also began his guidance. Jingjing, you are in charge of singing. Dad thinks your singing voice is very nice, but now there are still some transitions and pitches that need to be corrected. And you can be more confident and louder when you sing. Dad believes that you will be able to amaze the audience. Xia Xia and Xiao Shi, your cooperation is quite good, but sometimes the strength and rhythm of the drums are not so good. However, as long as you practice well, you will definitely improve in time. Xiaoyun's piano performance is remarkable, but you all need to coordinate each other's instruments to make it a whole, without any part looking out of place. That's a good performance. Dad likes Xiaozi's harmony, but when you cooperate with your sister Jingjing, you must also keep your guitar in tune. You need to practice more. Having said that, Yi Xian easily told the little guys all their problems. The little guys listened very carefully, and after just listening to Yi Xian's explanation once, they all understood what their problems were. Dad, we know what the problem is, but we still need you to teach us. Although they have studied music for a while, some problems are still difficult for the children, and they still need Yi Xian to provide more patient guidance. Okay, leave it to Dad. Yi Xian stood up with a smile, and then gave some instructions in teaching to each of the girls. The girls were very focused throughout the whole process, and their eyes did not slacken at all. I don't know if it's because of the girls' talents, or because they are about to perform on stage, but this time the children's learning efficiency can be said to have exceeded 100%, and most of the problems were solved in a short while. After singing again for the last time, the effect presented by the children was completely different from the initial performance. It was a qualitative leap, so much so that Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao couldn't help but applaud them proudly. Well, very good, your level is good now. All the problems that Daddy told you just now have been solved. It's really amazing. Hee, this is still Dad's good teaching. The little guys smiled sheepishly, but they were also genuinely happy for themselves. Well, the only thing you still lack is cooperation with each other. Now you should train well again. Okay, Dad. We have to keep up the good work. After that, the little guys continued training in the room, while Yi Xian took Wang Xinyao out quietly. Now it was up to the children to take care of themselves. Hubby, our daughters are really great. I'm looking forward to their performances. Sitting next to Yi Xian, Wang Xinyao smiled and was still recalling the performances of the previous girls. Yes. They are all great. They are our pride. Yi Xian also smiled and nodded, but then suddenly remembered something. He moved his body, pressed close to Wang Xinyao who was sitting next to him, and held her in his arms. Xinyao, but we still have things to do. How about we go out and get the certificate tomorrow? Chapter 408 please. Okay. I'll listen to you, husband. Wang Xinyao's face flushed immediately after being teased by Yi Xian. Knowing that Yi Xian was about to get the marriage certificate, waves of sweetness surged in her heart. As a woman, it is such a happy thing to be able to register as a legal couple with the man you love most and walk into the palace of marriage together. Feeling Yi Xian holding her, Wang Xinyao knew deeply that this was the man worthy of entrusting her life to, and they also had the fruit of their love first. Thinking about this, Wang Xinyao then looked towards the room, snuggled in Yi Xian's arms like a little bird and asked, "Hubby, should we take the kids with us then?" Hearing what Wang Xinyao said, Yi Xian couldn't help but laugh. Thinking back to that scene, it was more or less funny. Haha, let's not do that. How can you bring your kids along when you get your marriage certificate? It seems this is also. Wang Xinyao nodded, and she also felt that this was a little inappropriate. Okay, Xinyao, tomorrow, we just need to go quietly, and don't tell the girls yet. Well, husband, I will obey you. The next morning, the children got up, had breakfast, rested for a while, and then went back to the room to rehearse. It seemed that they were quite serious about this. But this also gave Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao some space. While the children were not paying attention, the two changed their clothes and quietly drove to the place to register and get the certificate. By the time the two of them arrived at the place to get their marriage certificate, quite a few couples had already lined up, holding their IDs in their hands. Their faces showed sweet love but also a little nervousness. After all, not long after this, they became a real couple recognized by the law, and their relationship was further developed with the passing of that little red book. Honey, I'm so nervous. It's okay. We will have to face this sooner or later. Yeah, actually, I'm quite happy too. From now on, we'll be a real couple. During the break in the queue, some couples were talking in low voices. They were just some tiny noises at first, but at this moment, a scream suddenly came from behind. Oh my god! What kind of fairy is this? Hearing this exclamation, many other couples also looked back and saw Wang Xinyao and Yi Xian walking towards them firmly, arm in arm. For a moment, everyone was stunned. Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao, who came to get their marriage certificate today, did not wear formal dresses, but this simple outfit showed off their looks to the fullest. Wang Xinyao's beauty and charming temperament make the dress she wears have a noble texture. Yi Xian has a well-proportioned figure, an upright figure and a mature and handsome face. No matter from which angle you look at him, you can feel a great sense of security. Just as the two of them strolled towards this side, everyone's eyes were focused on them. This perfect match made in heaven seemed to make the sun and the moon dim. I never knew what a perfect couple was before, but now this is what a perfect couple is. So handsome. So beautiful. Is this a celebrity? They are the talented scholar and beautiful lady. I lined up behind the crowd. Although the voices of the people in the queue in front were a little quieter, I could still hear some low voices from time to time, and some people would look back sideways. Finally, after waiting in line for a while, Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao arrived at the registration office together. The staff member who was working with his head down looked up at the two of them, but was immediately stunned. You two, are you here to register? Yes. Yi Xian smiled and nodded, then handed over the two people's materials. The staff member took the materials and reviewed the registration information of the two people. He felt emotional in his heart. He had been working here for so long, but this was the first time he had encountered such a stunning appearance. Alright, you two, here are your lists, you can go inside and take your ID photos now. After a while, the staff checked the information and found it was correct, then issued a sequence sheet to the two people. Okay. Thank you. After taking the list, Yi Xian took Wang Xinyao into a marked room inside. This was where ID photos were taken. Keep smiling. Yes. Look at the camera. When they walked to the door, there was a young couple inside who were taking ID photos, and they both had happy smiles on their faces. Okay, you two can go inside to register. Next. After the shooting was completed, the photographer did not take photos, but uploaded the negatives to the computer, then waited for Yi Xian and the others to come in. This? But when he saw the two people sitting in front of the screen in front of him, the photographer was suddenly stunned and rubbed his eyes hard. Oh my god! I was able to take a photo of such a beautiful couple. With a cry of surprise in his heart, the photographer's SLR camera was trembling slightly. He really didn't expect that he would meet such a good-looking couple like Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao. This was also the first time in his career. Crack. Alright, you two, you can go in and register. After a crisp snap, the photographer nodded to the two of them. Now the ID photo was taken. Yi Xian thanked the photographer, and the two walked out and came to the final marriage application area. This is the last place to register for marriage. Yi Xian and Wang Xinyo have to sign a marriage registration declaration. Finally, after the two of them wrote their names stroke by stroke on the final signature column and pressed their fingerprints, all the procedures for marriage registration were completed. You two, this is your marriage certificate, please keep it well. I wish you two happiness and a long life. With the blessing of the staff, the two of them each took a small red book in their hands and walked out of the registration office. Looking at the sky outside, at this moment, both Yi Xian and Wang Xinyo felt that there seemed to be some different scenes. After walking out of the registration office, under the sky, they truly became husband and wife. After this, they still have a long way to go. Wife, let's go back. Yi Xian looked at the beauty beside him lovingly, and the little book in his hand seemed to be a little hot. After this, he was no longer the lonely Yi Xian. He was now Wang Xinyao's husband and the father of several little ones. However, these responsibilities never made him feel pressured, but only made him more attached to the world. Yes, husband. Wang Xinyao's pretty face flushed, her face full of happiness. She held Yi Xian's hand tightly, unwilling to let go. At this moment, after a night of hard work by everyone, Long Ling came up with a relatively satisfactory plan. Ms. Long Ling, this is the plan we finally came up with. Please take a look. Long Ling took it and looked at it, nodding from time to time. He was quite satisfied with the plan and felt it was pretty good. Great, then go get ready. After handing the information to the other party, Long Ling rubbed his tired eyes, walked in front of the crowd outside, and spoke in a capable manner. Everyone, thank you for your hard work these past 2 days. Now that the plan is out, let's follow it. I will transfer the money to your account right now. You must do your best for any details of the wedding. Please. Chapter 409 Getting Old. After saying that, Long Ling took out his mobile phone and transferred some money to everyone. A moment later, everyone received the news of the deposit into their accounts. All of a sudden, everyone who saw the transfer amount was stunned on the spot, the expressions on their faces froze instantly, and even the hands holding the mobile phones were shaking. At this time, what they received was not a few million or tens of millions, but hundreds of millions. Even though these people present had done a lot of big business, everything they were experiencing at this moment made their scalps tingle and they didn't know how to describe it. How much importance do they attach to this wedding that they can easily come up with such money? This is simply too exaggerated. Everyone, this is the deposit. I hope you can take care of the things that come next. Boom. Then, Long Ling's faint words about the deposit shocked everyone and made their scalps numb. Don't worry, Miss Long. We will do our best to do this to the best of our ability. I will definitely not let Miss Long down. No matter what happens, I will do my best. There's nothing to say, Miss Long. I guarantee you with my career that I will take care of everything for you from now on. At this point, the expressions on the faces of everyone present were solemn, and they secretly made up their minds that no matter what the cost, they had to make this wedding a success. Okay. Now that you've promised, I'm relieved. Long Ling nodded, his tone became a lot more relaxed, he yawned, and waved to everyone. Okay, you all should work hard on yourselves. I'm going to go back and catch up on my sleep. After saying goodbye to everyone, now that a plan had been decided, Long Ling could breathe a sigh of relief and head back towards the villa. As soon as Long Ling returned to the villa, several little fellows came to greet him, jumping up and down. Looking at Long Ling's pale face and dark circles under his eyes, they all asked what he had been doing outside. Sister Long Ling, why did you come back just now? What on earth did Sister Long Ling do? Can you tell us? Sister, you look so bad, what made you so tired? Looking at the girls with curious faces, Long Ling sighed in her heart, why am I so tired, isn't it all for your parents' wedding? No comment. I'm tired, sis. I have to catch up on some sleep. Of course, this was just a thought in her mind. Long Ling didn't intend to tell these little guys. Otherwise, not to mention anything else, they would ask all kinds of questions. How could she rest? Humph. Sister Long Ling is stingy. Several little ones pouted, but Long Ling smiled faintly. Her eyelids were almost closed. She just wanted to go back to her room and return to her soft big bed. It's okay to be stingy, I have to go to bed. After saying that, Long Ling turned around and walked inside, but happened to see Wang Xinyo holding something and preparing to put it away. She immediately walked over curiously and got close to Wang Xinyo. Hey, master's wife, what are you doing? Then, before Long Ling could finish her words, she saw the marriage certificate that Wang Xinyao was about to put away, and she swallowed the words she had just finished speaking. Master's wife. When did you and my master go to get the certificate? Unable to hold back, Long Ling covered her mouth and screamed. Before Wang Xinyao could explain anything, the little guys over there were also startled and came over happily. Mom! What kind of evidence is Sister Long Ling talking about? Let me see, let me see. Ah! Mom and Dad are getting married. Afterwards, the little ones all saw the small marriage certificate, their mouths opened in surprise, and they scrambled to open it and take a look. Oh! Mom and Dad went there in the morning. Yi Jing saw the date signed above and counted on his fingers. Isn't it today? For a moment, several little guys looked at Wang Xinyao and Yi Xian in unison, biting their lips in grievance. Mom and Dad! How could you be like this? You didn't even take us with you. That's right. How can you not take us with you for such a big event? And you're not going to tell us? I'm not happy. Yi Xian, who was standing by, laughed when he heard this, and walked over to the little guys and said with a smile. Ha ha ha, how can that be possible? Have you ever seen anyone bring a child to register for marriage? Ah! Dad, do you dislike us? Dad is so mean. Why didn't he take us with him? Daddy doesn't love us anymore. Whoa whoa! A few little guys pouted their lips, rolled their eyes, and started acting, which made Yi Xian feel helpless. Okay, you little drama queens, can you still fool me, your father? Hey, Daddy figured it out. The children stuck out their tongues, then began to look carefully at the two people's ID photos, and they were also very satisfied. The photos of Mom and Dad in this little book are so pretty. Mom is so beautiful. Dad is so handsome too. I like this photo so much. Mom and Dad's smiles are so sweet. After a while of noise, Yi Xian started to rehearse with the little ones again and check their results today. He was quite satisfied. In the next 2 days, Yi Xian also helped the little guys rehearse, and time soon came to the third night. At this moment, the school classroom, which should have been dark, was now brightly lit. The children were playing in the classroom, looking forward to the arrival of tonight's party. Children, be quiet, the teacher will tell you something. At this time, the teacher walked in with a smile and said a few words to the children in the classroom. Children, we must abide by the rules when we enter the concert hall. You can bring the snacks you prepared, but remember to take them away after eating. Also, the children who want to perform, you can follow the teacher now. Please perform well today. The teacher is counting on you. Good. The children smiled and nodded, then Yi Jing and the other girls packed up their things and followed their teacher to the concert hall in advance. On the other side, Yi Xian and others at the door also walked in together. Zhou Xiaodan, who happened to be with Zhou Shang, saw Yi Xian, so he pulled his father over and waved to Yi Xian with a smile. Uncle Yi, Yi Jing, and the others have gone to prepare, let us come to greet you. Ah, okay, Xiaodan is so good. Yi Xian nodded with a smile, then looked at Zhou Shang and greeted him with a smile. Mr. Zhou, long time no see. Ah, long time no see Mr. Yi, let's go in. Good. After a brief greeting, everyone walked in and sat in the audience seats with Zhou Xiaodan. Mr. Yi, your daughters are amazing. I heard there's a big show this time. It's nothing, just a performance by a kid, we parents just need to support it. After sitting down, Zhou Shang also started chatting with Yi Xian. Zhou Xiaodan went to help, so he brought everyone in and left. Just at this moment, the old principal also walked in from the other side with a few old men. As he walked, he spoke to those old men. I say, you old guys, why did you come here without even saying hello? As he spoke, the old principal looked at his old friends unhappily. Although they were quite old, they were all members of associations that had studied calligraphy and music. Several old men looked at the principal's puzzled expression, touched their chins and said happily. Ha, you old man said that we should come for a walk and see the children, why don't you allow it? Besides, we are the ones who should be the judges. Otherwise, why would we let an unprofessional like you be the judge? The most important thing is, there are so many children here, we have to come and get some of the youthful energy, otherwise we will get old by the time we leave. Chapter 410 moved. Hearing what these old guys said, the old principal looked helpless, but he was actually quite happy in his heart. Then he led everyone to take their seats. The seats for the old principal and his old friends are all at the front, which is the closest to the stage, and they have the best viewing angles in all aspects. Just when the old principal sat down, the secretary came hurriedly with a list in his hand. "Principal, here is the usage list of the first batch of funds, please take a look." "Good." The old principal took the list, adjusted his glasses, and carefully reviewed the specific use of the first batch of funds, and did not forget to compare it with the market price. "Well, no problem, let's do it." After a while, after the old principal carefully checked it, he finally confirmed that it was correct and handed the list back to the secretary. The old men beside him also looked at it for a while, stunned in their hearts. After the old principal finished checking, they looked at him in confusion and asked, "I said your list is not a small amount of money. TSK, TSK, TSK. Have you gotten rich recently? You have invested so much in the school, where did you get so much money?" These old friends knew the old principal well. When they saw the list, they were all confused. How could so much money come from there? "Ha, this is not my money. Where would I get so much money?" The old principal smiled with emotion and explained to the people around him. "I haven't had time to tell you about this, but recently a student's parent donated 100 million to our school." "What the hell? 100 million? Upon hearing this, the old men almost jumped up from their seats, their eyes widened in shock, their mouths open, unable to utter a single word. But this is not surprising. It is relatively rare for students' parents to donate money to schools, let alone this time it is a donation of 100 million. Anyway, they have lived for most of their lives and have never heard of such a thing, and they don't believe that someone would donate so much at once. Times have really changed. The parents of these students are so rich nowadays. Alas, it's not like our time. I still can't believe it, this is 100 million. Several elders sighed and were still shocked in their hearts that such parents could exist in such a small primary school. After waiting for a while, the school party was about to officially begin, and the little host walked onto the stage neatly dressed. Here, Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao also left their seats and went backstage to see how the little guys were preparing. Backstage, Yi Jing and several girls did not slack off and were still rehearsing. Although they were about to go on stage, they chose to seize the time to continue rehearsing. After all, this time it's not just Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao who came back to watch, there are also quite a few audiences on the scene, so they have to try their best to present their best on the stage. There's still time, let's do it again. After finishing another rehearsal, Yi Jing looked at the time and asked her sisters to continue getting ready for another try. "Okay, Sister Jingjing. We can do it." Several other little ones were also cheering themselves up, and then as the music started, the children used their respective instruments to play beautiful melodies. Yi Jing didn't take the microphone, but she also hummed along with the accompaniment, which instantly attracted many children who were preparing backstage. They looked at Yi Jing and others without blinking. Wow! They are so amazing. It sounds really good. It will definitely be very popular when we go up later. And their clothes are so pretty. Amid the discussions of other children, Yi Jing and the other girls were so immersed in the melody and the performance that they completely forgot about their surroundings and performed the whole performance from start to finish. They also changed into their cute little clothes for the performance today. Although there were people coming and going backstage, they were undoubtedly the most eye-catching scenery. "Mom and Dad, why are you here?" Finally, after the children finished rehearsing, they noticed Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao who were watching them from the side, and quickly put down their instruments and threw themselves into their arms affectionately. "Hey, Mom and Dad, how was our rehearsal just now? It's great that Mom and Dad can come. We will definitely put on a good show later. Look, Mom, our teacher just put makeup on us." The little guys were very excited at this time and hugged Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao tightly. "Well, when you go up there later, just perform like you did just now. It will definitely be the best." Yi Xian rubbed the little guys' faces lovingly and also affirmed the results of their rehearsal just now. "And what's more, you little guys are really conceited." Wang Xinyao also looked at the little ones with a smile. Now they were wearing their cute little clothes and with light makeup, they looked even more beautiful. The other children also noticed Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao and came forward to greet them politely. "Hello, Uncle and Aunt. Uncles and aunts are welcome to watch our performance." It turns out that Uncle and Auntie are the parents of these sisters. They are all so great. Looking at these energetic, polite and sensible children, Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao also liked them very much and nodded slightly. "Dad is telling you guys, don't be nervous when you go up there later, just treat it as a rehearsal at home, okay? After that, Yixian squatted down and tidied the clothes for the little ones, and also reminded them about the performance later, fearing that they would be very nervous after going on stage. Okay, Dad. We won't be nervous. Several little guys nodded confidently, and the confident and calm smiles on their faces said it all. They have been rehearsing very thoroughly recently, so this performance should not be a problem for them. Come on, there's still time, Mom will touch up your makeup. Hey! Great! When the little ones heard Wang Xinyao say that she wanted to touch up her makeup, they all became excited and sat obediently in front of Wang Xinyao. With a smile on her face, Wang Xinyao took out powder and eyebrow pencil from her bag and started to touch up the makeup for the little ones. Okay, now you look better. After touching up her makeup, Wang Xinyao put away her things with satisfaction. Looking at the little faces of the little ones, they looked even more cuter and prettier after her careful touch-up of makeup. Mom! I want to see. Give me the mirror. Mom, I want to see it too. Hey, let me see if I'm beautiful now. Okay. You girls, you just conceited yourself all day long. Seeing the glowing pupils of the little ones, Wang Xinyao was helpless and had to take out her small mirror and hand it to the little ones. Thank you, Mom. Taking the mirror happily, several little ones vied to admire themselves after putting on makeup, while other children also came over timidly and asked Wang Xinyao in a low voice. Auntie, can you help us touch up our makeup too? They looked at Yi Jing and the other girls after they had put on their makeup, and they also knew that Wang Xinyao had superb makeup skills, so they also wanted Wang Xinyao to touch up their makeup. After all, they will all be going on stage soon, and they all want to present their best selves to the audience. Okay. Let Auntie help you. Seeing these cute children, Wang Xinyao did not refuse. She immediately agreed with a smile and touched up the makeup of these children one by one. Wang Xinyao was quick and skilled at touching up her makeup. After the children finished, they all felt that they looked much better and thanked Wang Xinyao happily. Thank you, Auntie. You are so awesome. Auntie's makeup skills are really good. I feel like I look better now. Auntie is a very good person. Wang Xinyao smiled and nodded, then returned to Yi Jing and the other girls, accompanying them and making the final preparations. Mom and Dad. You all can go back and wait for us in the audience seats. However, Yi Jing pouted and did not intend to let Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao stay any longer. Instead, she pushed them out to the backstage. All right. You girls. Yi Xian was also helpless. There was no reason to rush them away, but seeing the children's confident look, he didn't say anything and walked back with Wang Xinyao. Dear students, respected parents, the next performance is the dance Little Windmill. Now please give warm applause to welcome our little actors to the stage. Just after Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao took their seats, the children in front of them began to perform on stage one after another. There were singing and dancing performances, chorus and solo performances, and even situational dramas. These kids are amazing. Honey, look at those little girls just now, they really know how to dance. Wang Xinyao watched the performances of the children on the stage with great interest, praising those wonderful moments from time to time. Well, these kids are really good. Yi Xian also smiled and nodded. The performance of these children was indeed very good, and it was obvious that they really put their heart into it. At this time, the old men in front looked at these children, nodded continuously, and couldn't help but sigh deeply. These are all great kids. They have a bright future ahead of them. Yes, there are some good talents among them. It seems that we all have successors. I never expected that the performances of these children made me, an old man, feel a little more energetic. I feel a lot younger too. These old men have made achievements in various fields, but they couldn't help but be moved by the performances of these children. Chapter 4:11 What is the appearance? Dear distinguished guests and dear students, the following program is a special one, a song performance brought to you by our children Yi Jing. The only difference is that Yi Jing and the other kids are bringing us a different kind of band performance. Now, please give our kids a round of applause to welcome them to the stage. After the previous song and dance performance ended, the host teacher and the young host on the stage announced the next performance, which was the show of Yi Jing and several girls. Crash! Suddenly, the audience burst into thunderous applause, and a few little ones, under the guidance of the teacher, trotted outside from the backstage. However, the little guys had just stood on the stage, and within a glance, they completely attracted the attention of everyone present. They were wearing cute little clothes and delicate little leather shoes. Their clever and cute little faces, with the makeup done by Wang Xinyao, made them look like princesses from fairy tales. Those innocent eyes, filled with enthusiasm and sunshine, confidently gave their vitality to every audience member in the audience. Ah, this? These dolls are really cute, just like little angels. The several old men sitting in the front judge's box were all stunned at this moment. Before they could continue to sigh, they heard a child sitting in the audience at the back speak excitedly. Grandpa's, Yi Jing, and her friends are quintuplets. Aren't they adorable? What? Hearing this, the old men became even more confused. They stared at Yi Jing and the girls with their old eyes, and they couldn't tell whether they were surprised or envious. These cute and beautiful girls are actually quintuplets. What did their parents do in their previous life? Did they save the world? Oh my god! There are actually quintuplets like this. I am really enlightened today. Oh, it would be great if these babies were all my granddaughters. Unfortunately, I don't have this blessing. I envy their parents so much. They must be very lucky to have such lovely daughters. At this moment, the old men were filled with envy. After all, just one look at Yi Jing and the other girls would make people love and pity them. People of their grandfather's generation could not stop them. Thank you for the applause. On the stage, the girls facing the countless audiences did not seem nervous at all. After thanking the audience, they began their respective performances. First, after Yi Yan placed her little hands on the strings of the piano, a slow and pleasant music poured into everyone's ears, as if the whole world became quiet at this moment, leaving only this wonderful piano music. Bang! But just as the tone of the piano was bursting out more and more violently, until it reached the critical point of climax, Yi Xia and Yi Shi's drum set also burst out with strong rhythm and drum beats, interspersed with the sound of Yi Zi's guitar. Although there are so many musical instruments, they blend together at this moment and do not seem messy at all. Instead, the rhythm becomes clearer and the sense of rhythm rises by more than one level, making the audience present and the old men on the judges' panel feel relaxed and happy. Finally, when several musical instruments were completely integrated together to form a beautiful rhythm, Yi Jing, who was standing in the front of the little girls, took the microphone, and a sound like heavenly sound lingered in the entire scene. With the addition of Yi Zi's harmony, the singing became even more beautiful. At this moment, everyone present was deeply attracted by the children's wonderful performances. Such performances were performed by those little girls who looked like angels, which gave everyone a strong sense of contrast. I don't know whether it was 3 minutes or 5 minutes, the time seemed to have been forgotten by people. Before everyone could react from the wonderful performances of the little ones, their performance ended with the last soothing piano music and humming. Thank you everyone, our performance is over. Several little guys stood side by side and bowed politely. You guys are awesome. You're amazing. This is definitely the best performance I've seen tonight. You guys are the best. Yi Jing and Yi Shi, you are really our idols. For a moment, all the audience couldn't help but stand up from their seats and applaud the little ones. Parents, teachers, and classmates of these girls were all praising them. Yi Xian, our daughters are so amazing. In the audience, Wang Xinyao also recorded the children's performance with her mobile phone, with deep excitement and pride in her eyes. Yeah. They did. Yi Xian also smiled and nodded. There was almost no flaw in the performance of these girls just now. It was even better than the best performance in the previous rehearsal. Moreover, standing on such a stage, the children still remain calm and confident, which is the most rare thing. On the judges' panel, several old men were also amazed by the children's performances. In addition to giving approving comments, they also showed their appreciation for their talents. Oh! This is really beyond my expectation. These kids. I really want to take them in as my close disciples. One of them, old man Zhou Huan, who has made great achievements in the field of music, was also excitedly exclaiming at this moment, and his words were quite sincere. Hey, Mr. Zhou, your tuition is not low. Most people can't afford it. An old man next to him covered his mouth and smiled, then teased Zhou Huan. Well, this isn't a tuition issue, okay? The old principal, who had been silent the whole time, twitched his mouth when he heard the conversation between the few people. He thought to himself, these old guys, don't you think they really have this ability? Yes, I don't want money. These children are so smart, they will definitely be able to inherit my legacy, and that's enough for me. After hearing the principal's words, Zhou Huan nodded, but before he could finish his words, he was interrupted by the principal rolling his eyes. Come on, that's not the case. The parent of these children is the one who donated 100 million to the school. This. Everyone was shocked when they heard this, and Zhou Huan was also a little embarrassed. Indeed, with such financial resources, what famous teacher could they not hire? Here, after the children came out from the backstage, they trotted towards Yi Xian and the others. Dad, how was our performance? Was it good? Ah, very good, you are the best. Yi Xian smiled dotingly, and the little guys were also very happy. After a while, the principal and his group came over. The old principal took the list in his hand and handed it to Yi Xian respectfully. Mr. Yi, this is our purchase list. Please review it. On behalf of all the children and teachers in the school, I would like to thank you for your dedication. It's okay, I don't need to watch it, I believe you. Yi Xian smiled and waved his hand, not taking the list. The other old men were also watching from behind, looking at Yi Xian, then at Wang Xinyo and the little ones, and they were even more impressed. This family, what a beautiful face. Chapter 412, Peeling Shrimp. Okay everyone, let's not stand here anymore, there's a show coming up. Yi Xian smiled, looked at the old principal and the old men behind him and said. Besides, you old gentlemen are the judges, you can't be absent at this time. Then we'd better obey your command. The old principal and others cheered up, and everyone returned to their respective seats. The girls followed Yi Xian and Wang Xinyo back to their seats and watched the next show with great interest. Although the party has been going on for a while now, the wonderful performances have not made people feel visually fatigued, and each show has its own characteristics. These energetic children tried their best to present their best performance on the stage and won applause from the audience and judges. Dear distinguished guests, dear students, tonight's party has come to an end. All our young actors have finished their performances. Let us give them our warmest applause again, shall we? Good. As the host announced the end of the evening party, the audience burst into thunderous applause. Thank you all. Next, let us invite the principal of our school to present awards to the young actors. Afterwards, the old principal walked up to the stage step by step with the list in his hand. After a passionate speech, he finally announced the awards for this performance. The first prize undoubtedly belongs to the girls. Their impeccable performance today not only conquered the audience who came to the scene, but even the old men on the judges' panel were amazed by them. Now, I announce that the first prize winners of our evening party performance go to the 5 students Yi Jing, Yi Xia, and Yi Jing who just gave us a band performance. Now, please invite a few students to come on stage to receive the award. After the principal made the final announcement about the winners of the first prize, the little ones walked towards the stage happily, and many audience members and classmates in the audience also stood up and cheered for them. You are the best. Yi Jing. Yi Shi. You have brought honor to our class. You are so awesome. This first prize is really well deserved. I still remember these children's performances vividly. On the stage, several little ones stood together politely and sensibly, looking at the audience with smiles, and occasionally waved to their parents sitting in the seats, waiting for the principal to present them with awards. Girls, congratulations, here are your trophies and prizes. After the old principal took the trophies and prizes from the teachers, he smiled kindly and handed the trophies and prizes to the little ones. Thank you, Principal Grandpa. After receiving the prizes, the children thanked the principal with a smile. They had seen a lot of the world before with Yi Xian, so now standing on such a stage, they did not feel nervous or uncomfortable at all. Keep it up, you deserve it, you did a great job today. The old principal nodded, and was even more appreciative of the performance of the girls. He sighed in his heart that only Mr. Yi could teach such children. I really like these children. I wish I had little daughters like them. They are pretty and cute, generous and polite. These girls are really lovable. Yes, it's really amazing. She is so young and can perform like this. She deserves this prize. When many parents in the audience saw the looks of the little ones, their eyes were filled with love and they were impressed by their wonderful performance. Dad, we won first prize. Mom and Dad, aren't we great? Dad, this trophy is for you. After the award ceremony, several little guys came down happily holding prizes and trophies and handed the trophy to Yi Xian. You guys are so proud of Daddy. Yi Xian took the trophy with a smile, kissed the children on the face, and then praised them a few words. The children have put a lot of effort into this performance these days. They organize rehearsals on their own every day without any supervision from others. Today, they not only performed brilliantly, but also won first prize in the entire evening performance, which is well worth all the hard work. And this experience is also a growth opportunity for the children. Yi Xian and Wang Xinya smiled at each other, and they both felt proud of the children. Now that the award ceremony has ended, many parents have left with their children, but Zhou Xiaodan came to Yi Xian and others and offered congratulations to the little ones. Jinjing. Xia Xia. Xiao Shi. Xiao Yun and Xiao Zi. Congratulations. Your performance today was amazing. Thank you, Xiaodan. It's such a shame you didn't join us this time. That's right. Xiaodan will also join us next time. Thank you, Xiaodan. We are very happy too. The little ones were all very friendly and familiar with Zhou Xiaodan. For a while, the children gathered together and completely forgot about the adults present and started their own little topics. After properly collecting the trophies for the children, Yi Xian walked over to the children, squatted down and smiled lovingly. Okay, we've been busy all night, let's go get some midnight snack. Originally, Yi Xian didn't allow the little ones to have midnight snacks, but looking at their performance today, it is worth celebrating. Yeah. I was just hungry. Dad is the best. Xiaodan, come with us. Just as they were about to set off, Yi Xian saw Zhou Shang coming towards him, and smiled as he invited him to join them. Brother Zhou, now that the children's party is over, shall we take the children out to eat something? Okay, I'll listen to Mr. Yi. Seeing Zhou Sheng agreed, Yi Xian turned his head and looked at the children. As for what to eat today, just listen to these girls. Girls, you are the oldest today, what do you want to eat? Daddy will take you there. Well, Dad, wait for us to think about it. When asked what to eat, the children couldn't think of it for a moment. After discussing for a while, they spoke to Yi Xian. Dad, we want to eat crawfish. Okay. Let's go. Then, Yi Xian led everyone to a nearby seafood stall and ordered a lot of spicy and garlic fried crayfish, and also ordered some other food. After a while, the waiter brought out the freshly cooked crayfish. They were crystal red in color, fresh, fragrant and spicy. Just by sniffing them, you could smell the enticing aroma. Wow! It smells so good. Seeing the crayfish in front of them, the little guys couldn't help drooling. Yi Xian, who was standing by, also laughed and waved to everyone with a smile. Come on, let's not just stand there. Let's get started. Great. Let's eat. After a burst of cheers, a few little guys put on gloves and gently took out a crayfish with plump meat from the pot. However, the shell of this little thing is still very hard even now, so it is definitely not something that can be eaten directly. Then, a few little guys began to clumsily peel the crayfish. First, they twisted off the crayfish's head with great effort, and then slowly pulled the tail. It looked quite strenuous. After a while, the little guys were covered in sweat, but they were so clumsy that they couldn't even make a complete piece of shrimp meat. Ha, you girls, don't you know how to peel crayfish? Yi Xian looked at the little guys happily, which made them blush instantly and nodded gently. It's okay, Dad will teach you, just watch. Helplessly, Yi Xian had to fish one out himself and began to demonstrate and guide the children. Look everyone, there is a technique to peeling a crayfish. First, we press down on the shell like this. Chapter 4:13 Good news. Then we squeeze the shrimp body and poke the shrimp head inside. In the last step, we just need to pull out the shrimp body, and then gently pull out the shrimp tail, and the complete shrimp tail meat will come out, right? Following Yi Xian's demonstration, a piece of crystal white and tender shrimp meat with a hint of red oil and attractive texture was peeled out. How is it? Isn't it simple? Have you learned it? After dipping the shrimp meat in the sauce, Yi Xian handed it to Yi Shi's mouth. This action made the little guys open their mouths wide. They didn't expect that crayfish could be peeled like this. Dad, let's give it a try. They all watched very carefully just now, and after trying it roughly, they were excited to find that they could peel the shrimp meat intact. After learning this skill, the children's appetites became even better and they finished all the remaining crayfish in no time. After eating, everyone didn't delay. The children had to go to school the next day, so they said goodbye to each other and went home. After arriving at the villa, Long Ling walked into her room. Just as she was about to change her clothes, she heard an email reminder on her computer. Is it from a wedding? Perhaps because she has been busy preparing for the wedding recently, Long Ling is very sensitive to the sound. She quickly came to the computer and opened her gas tank. Sure enough, the email she received was a preview of several invitation styles designed by the designer. Long Ling's heart moved, and she was about to take the computer downstairs, but she heard Wang Xinyao calling her downstairs. Long Ling, here's a delivery for you. My mail? Long Ling scratched his head, then put down the computer, turned around and walked downstairs. Thank you, Master's wife. After receiving the express, Long Ling couldn't wait to open it, and the thing inside was none other than the sample of the wedding invitation. Wow! This is so efficient. With a sigh, Long Ling also started to watch. Several girls nearby also saw Long Ling opening the package, and came over curiously to see what it was. Sister Long Ling, what's in here? Ha, inside here is the invitation to your parents' wedding. Do you want to take a look? Long Ling squinted her eyes and smiled, then simply took out all the things inside, ready to show them to the maids and Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao. This is an invitation after all, so we need to ask for everyone's opinions on which one to choose. Mom and Dad's invitation. We want to see it. When the girls saw that it was an invitation, their eyes, which seemed a little tired just now, suddenly lit up, and one of them ran to Wang Xinyao and Yi Xian holding one. Mom and Dad, look, Sister Long Ling has received your wedding invitation. Oh. Really? Let me see. Yi Xian quickly put down the small teacup in his hand and took the invitations from the little guys. Master and Madam, there are several styles here, please choose carefully. Long Ling took the last invitation in her hand and moved to the side of the crowd, gathering together to watch. I have to say that the works designed by these top designers with great effort are truly unique. Any style of the invitations here looks grand and heroic, and every detail reflects the designer's inspiration. The one that Yi Xian was holding was covered with hollow gold flowers, and there was a handwritten character engraved on it. When he opened it and took a look inside, he found that the page containing the invitation content was also designed with sweetness and romance. The surrounding frames are also made of gold wire. While retaining the texture and color, the use of pure gold can also make it a lot lighter. What Wang Xinyao was admiring in her hand looked antique. The whole material was made of a wooden frame, but it was not ordinary wood, but expensive sea yellow. On the inside pages, there is a beautiful landscape painting of swans swimming in the water. The painting technique is top-notch and the text is pure handmade calligraphy, which is bound to be refreshing. In addition, there are several other styles, but the same thing is that these invitations not only have a stunning design, but the materials are also all expensive. But the most important thing was that these invitations were so beautiful that not only did Wang Xinyao look at them with an uneasy look on her face, not knowing how to choose. The little ones were also dazzled and didn't know how to choose. Mom and Dad, these invitations are so beautiful. Yeah, I don't even know which one to choose. Can I have both? In the end, Yi Xian chose one of them. It was an invitation card in the style of an envelope with auspicious cloud pattern. Apart from other details, the most amazing part was the small button in the middle that sealed the envelope. This button is not ordinary, it is a big diamond. This diamond alone is worth millions. That's it. After hearing this, everyone looked at it and felt satisfied, so they didn't say anything else. Hey, the rest is ours. As for the other invitations, the little ones were reluctant to throw them away and gathered them all together as a collection. Brother Yi, the invitations have been selected, but we still have to see who to send them to. Tang Hao on the side said as he handed a computer to Yi Xian. Yi Xian took it, put it on the table, and looked at it casually for a while. Okay, I just added some more, just check and make sure everything is okay. Okay, Brother Yi. Tang Hao agreed, took the computer and went to do it with Long Ling. At this time, the girls were still playing with the invitations. After Yi Xian finished his work, he realized that it was getting later and later. Okay, you girls, it's time to go to bed. Today, it is already half an hour past the children's bedtime, and they still have to go to school tomorrow. Okay, Dad. The children were quite well behaved and sensible. After putting down the things in their hands, Yi Xian took them to wash up. Here, Wang Xinyao was just about to go wash up together, but before she stood up, she suddenly frowned and began to retch unbearably. What's wrong with me? Wang Xinyao was also stunned. Why was this feeling similar to the previous one? Could it be that she? Thinking of this, she became a little nervous, and she made up her mind to go to the hospital for a checkup tomorrow. At this time, Yi Xian also walked out of the bathroom. Seeing Wang Xinyao still standing there in a daze, he hurried over and asked with concern. Xinyao, what's wrong with you? Honey, I'm fine. When Wang Xinyao saw Yi Xian, she pretended to be indifferent. She was not going to tell anyone about this until she was sure. It's good, let's go to bed. Afterwards, the two of them returned to the room together and went to sleep with the little ones. The next morning, Yi Xian sent the children to school as usual, while Wang Xinyao drove to the hospital by herself to register for a checkup. Finally, after going through a series of procedures, Wang Xinyao sat nervously in the doctor's office. The doctor in front of her, wearing a mask and a white coat, was looking at Wang Xinyao's examination report. "Congratulations, Ms. Wang, you are pregnant. Just make sure you get enough rest and eat well. I'll arrange a schedule for you, just remember to come for the checkup on time." "I am pregnant." After hearing this, Wang Xinyao's frown finally relaxed. She was surprised and happy at the same time. "Thank you, doctor. If nothing else, I'll leave first." "Good." After walking out of the doctor's office, Wang Xinyao gently stroked her belly, then took out her cell phone and told Jixian the good news. "Husband, I have good news for you. I just went for a checkup and I'm pregnant again." Here, Yi Xian had just sent a few little ones to school, and then he saw the message from Wang Xinyao on his mobile phone. The hand holding the phone couldn't help but start shaking. In an instant, Yi Xian felt a different feeling, which he had never felt before. He was also surprised in his heart, and a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth unconsciously. He also quickly asked about Wang Xinyao's current location. "Great, Xinyao, where are you now? I'll pick you up." "Honey, I'm right at the entrance of Jinling Hospital." "Okay, wait for me." After asking for the place, Yi Xian immediately rushed there without stopping, and soon arrived at the hospital. "Xinyao, walk slower." After returning home, Yi Xian carefully supported Wang Xinyao from the moment she got out of the car, all the way to the room. All he could see was Wang Xinyao's face, and he could not see anything else. The woman he loved most gave him surprises time and time again. When he knew about Yi Jing and other girls, they had already gone to school, but now, this is a brand new life. "Honey, it's not that time yet for me. It will take at least September or October." Chapter 4:14 A New Baby. Wang Xinyao was supported by Yi Xian's warm and strong arms, and a warm current also flowed in her heart. She covered her mouth and smiled at Yi Xian. "I don't care. I have to take good care of my Xinyao." Yi Xian smiled happily, and at this moment he was like a child, his smile was innocent and bright. What is going on? However, Long Ling, who was watching all this, was filled with questions. She wondered if her master and his wife had found the feeling of love again. "Master and madam, why are you guys acting so strange today?" The more she thought about it, the more confused she became. Long Ling simply pouted and asked, but Yi Xian and the others just looked at her and smiled without saying anything. Forehead. Long Ling wiped his sweat and felt even more confused. This was really too weird. Ahem. "Xinyao, tell her. It won't be hidden anymore after a while anyway." "Okay, Long Ling, this is it. I went for a checkup today, and I'm pregnant." "Ah. What, pregnant?" Hearing Wang Xinyao's answer, Long Ling's eyes widened instantly, and his mind went blank. "Isn't this too fast?" "That's great, master's wife. Congratulations." Then, after reacting, Long Ling felt a burst of joy in her heart. She was really happy for Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao, and couldn't help but think of Yi Jing and the other girls. That's good now. Yi Jing and her friends will have brothers and sisters. Master and Madam, tell Yi Jing and the others when you get back. They will definitely be very happy. They won't be unhappy, right? However, after hearing this, Wang Xinyao also thought of Yi Jing and the other girls, and a trace of worry appeared on her brows. "Okay, little idiot, I certainly won't." Yi Xian gently held Wang Xinyao in his arms and comforted her with a smile. "Don't worry, those girls will be jumping for joy. Don't think too much, Xinyao. What do you want to eat for lunch? Your husband will make it for you right away." Wang Xinyao was comforted by Yi Xian at this moment and nodded, but when it came to what to eat, she felt a little troubled. "Honey, I don't have anything special I want to eat, just something normal will do." "Well, then you go and rest first, I'll go get ready now." Yi Xian kissed Wang Xinyao gently on the face, then rolled up his sleeves, turned around and went to the kitchen. Just for this simple lunch, Yi Xian was busy for almost an hour. This is not just about taking taste into consideration, Yi Xian is also considering nutrition and matching, and he has carefully adjusted some seasonings. After all, Wang Xinyao is pregnant now, and many things still need to be paid attention to. After dinner, Yi Xian slowly accompanied Wang Xinyao for a walk in the villa, and then took a nap with Wang Xinyao. When Yi Xian went to pick up the children in the evening, he still stood at the school gate, but today he had a different mood. This brings both joy and anticipation. Just like that, I imagine in my mind their family's future life after Wang Xinyao gives birth to the child. Dad! We're here! Just at this moment, several little ones came out with their small school bags on their backs, and Yi Xian smiled and asked them to get in the car. Why is Mom here too? As soon as they got on the bus, the little ones were surprised to find that Wang Xinyao was sitting in the car and waving at them. Dad is going to tell you some good news now. You have to be mentally prepared. Do you understand? In the car, Yi Xian was about to tell the children about this matter, which immediately attracted the children's interest. Dad! What's the good news? Ha, your beloved mom went for a checkup today and found out she's pregnant. This means you're all going to be big sisters in the future. Mom is pregnant? When the little guys heard what Yi Xian said, they were confused. After a while of reaction, they excitedly looked at Wang Xinyao who was sitting next to them. Yi Jing was the first one to approach Wang Xinyao and spoke in a low voice. Mom, I want a little brother. The other girls also came over, all wanting a younger brother, and looked at Wang Xinyao eagerly. Mom, can you please give us a little brother? Yeah. I've always wanted to have a cute little brother. Mom, just promise us. Looking at the innocent actions of the little guys, Wang Xinyao pursed her lips and spread her hands helplessly. Hey, what you said is not something I can solve. Mom! My little brother is really cute. Promise us, Mom. We really like our brother. Mother. But the little ones had no idea of this. They thought their mother only liked their younger sister, so they started to act coquettishly. Oh. This is really not something that Mom can decide. Wang Xinyao was even more helpless now, but she didn't know how to explain it to the girls. Ha ha ha. You little guys. This is so cute. Yi Xian was laughing so hard that he couldn't stop. Even after he went back, the little guys were still very attentive to Wang Xinyao. They either helped Wang Xinyao rub her shoulders or helped Wang Xinyao serve tea and water. Finally, several little guys lay on Wang Xinyao's belly one by one and listened, muttering to themselves. Mom, let me hear if my brother is talking. Will my brother be bored in there alone? Hey, brother, please come out soon. I miss you so much. Yi Xian, who was watching from the side, had no choice but to carry them away one by one. Only then did the situation become quiet for a while. At night, the girls became much more well-behaved. They no longer went to Wang Xinyao, but started writing, drawing, and doing handicrafts. What are you doing? Wang Xinyao looked at the children's attentive expressions and came over curiously. Mom, we are preparing gifts for our younger brothers and sisters. Puff. Hearing the little one say this, Yi Xian, who was sitting, couldn't help but laugh, and said helplessly to the girls. Don't worry, there are still several months. All right. The children pouted but did not stop and continued to prepare gifts for their soon-to-be younger brothers or sisters. But this time, after hearing the girls say this, Wang Xinyao's worries were dispelled. Chapter 415 Envy. After that, Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao did not disturb the children anymore. When the time was almost up, they took the children into the house to sleep. Dad, how long will it take before we can see our brothers and sisters? In the bedroom, Yi Jing and several maids hugged Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao tightly. Besides a hint of sleepiness in their eyes, they were more looking forward to the arrival of their younger brother or sister. Sleep well, your brothers and sisters, it will take some time for them to come to us. During this time, you have to take good care of your mother. This is equivalent to taking good care of the baby in your mother's belly. Do you understand? Yeah. We will definitely take good care of Mom. Several little guys nodded seriously, and made up their minds secretly that they would take care of their mother the same way she had taken care of them before. Finally, in anticipation of the future, Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao fell into a sweet dream while holding their children. The little ones smacked their lips in their sleep, revealing a few smiles. The next morning, Yi Xian leaned on the bed, holding Wang Xinyao in his arms. The early morning was very quiet. Apart from the slight sound of wind outside the window, the only sounds were the chirping of birds. Xinyao, the children don't have to go to school today. Do you want to eat anything? Your husband will make it for you. Hubby, you're so nice. Being held in Yi Xian's arms, Wang Xinyao felt as if she was surrounded by all the excitement in the world, but she still didn't know what to eat. Finally, she shook her head gently. Honey, I don't want to eat anything. I just want to sleep now. Okay, then then you should have a good rest. I'll take the kids out later. You can get some good sleep for a while. Yi Xian nodded, whispered in Wang Xinyao's ear, and finally kissed her beautiful cheek, then helped Wang Xinyao fall asleep. Afterwards, Yi Xian walked out of the room with a few girls. Yi Xia bit her fingers, trying hard to recall something. Suddenly, her eyes lit up and she said to Yi Xian, "Dad, I remember. Mom loves to eat Jinling's local watermelons. Why don't we go get some watermelons for her?" Then is this what Mom wants to eat? Or do you want to eat it? Yi Xian suddenly laughed and looked at Yi Xia with a smile. Yi Jing next to him chuckled and said to Yi Xian, "Hee, I can't fool Dad after all, but Mom really likes it, and we want to eat it too. Well, let's pack up and go." Yi Xian nodded, then took the children to wash up and left the villa. It just so happens that the children don't have to go to class today, so it would be nice to take them out for a walk. By the way, we can also get some local watermelons. Wang Xinyao can sleep more soundly in the house. Afterwards, Tang Hao drove the car, and Yi Xian took a few little ones in and left. After Tang Hao drove the car out of the villa, he turned his head and looked at Yi Xian. "Brother Yi, where are we going now?" "Let us go and see where the local watermelons are produced." "Good." After pointing out the destination, Tang Hao searched the engine of the car and found a more suitable place. Wangjiazhuang has always been a plantation of Jinling local watermelons, but unlike other places, it has recently started to develop tourism and self-service watermelon picking projects. As a result, this place has attracted many local and foreign tourists. The green watermelon fields and the pleasing and refreshing scenery make it a good place for leisure and entertainment. Having missed the rush hour, and considering that Wangjiazhuang was originally located slightly outside the suburbs, Tang Hao drove to the outskirts of Wangjiazhuang very quickly. However, in order to maintain the more original plantation scenery, the roads inside are not easy for cars to drive on. Yi Xian simply took the children out of the car and walked, and Tang Hao stayed in the car. "Dad, the scenery here is so beautiful." Suddenly, the little ones who just got off the car were deeply attracted by the scenery in front of them. What they saw was a green plantation, flat and wide, which contrasted with the blue sky and white clouds in the sky, making it look poetic. This kind of scenery, seen from a distance, looks like an oil painting by an expert, but now they are actually in it. The children's mouths opened into an O shape, and they couldn't wait to trot towards the path to the entrance. There are clouds in the blue sky, there is the fragrance of melons in the fields. "Little bird, you are singing softly in the woods." The children held hands and sang songs along the way, walking freely on the paths on both sides of the field. Willow branches and flowers were blooming on both sides. At a glance, it was like walking into a beautiful and romantic fairy tale world. Yi Xian followed slowly behind, watching his little angels singing in front, smiling as he weaved wreaths for the children with willow twigs and flowers picked along the way. "Girls, look what Daddy has done for you." After everything was done, Yi Xian waved to the little ones who were walking away in front of him. The children stopped and turned their heads to look, and suddenly there was a burst of surprise in their eyes, and they ran excitedly to Yi Xian behind him. "Look, Dad. You're so awesome. Dad is the best. This wreath is so beautiful. I want to wear it, I want to wear it." At this moment, the children were deeply attracted by the exquisite wreath. Yi Xian put one on their heads one by one, and then gently adjusted it. "Well, my babies are so pretty. This wreath suits you very well." At this moment, after the pretty and cute little ones put on the wreaths woven by Yi Xian himself, they suddenly looked more quirky and playful. "Hey, thanks, Dad." The children looked at the wreaths on each other's heads with fondness, and were very happy inside. They came up to Yi Xian and gave him a kiss on the face one by one. At this moment, many passing tourists also came here, but when they saw the scene, they were shocked. Some of them were even stunned on the spot, rubbing their eyes, unable to believe that this was true. "This family is so good looking. Ah! These little girls are so cute, and with this wreath, my heart is almost melted by them. Their dad is so handsome too. Is there really such a fairy tale family? I can guarantee that the mothers of these children must also be extremely beautiful." At this moment, the tourists had nothing in their hearts except surprise and envy. Without saying too much, just having 5 such lovely daughters was enough to make people envious. "Alright girls, let's keep going inside." Chapter 416. It's okay. Aha! After a delay, under the gaze of many tourists, Yi Xian continued to walk forward with a few maids and arrived at the melon field inside. There are gradually more and more tourists here. In addition to special projects such as self-service melon picking, other farm meals and entertainment games are also everywhere. It is very lively with people coming and going. Hey! There are so many dolls and toys here, and even a big watermelon. But the attention of several girls was attracted by the ring-tossing activity outside a large melon field. This is a corner surrounded by a fence. An old man is sitting inside watching over the stall. A red carpet is spread out, on which are placed many big round watermelons, as well as some dolls, ornaments, and toys. Originally, the old man was just a melon farmer here. After developing the tourism project, he also started a side business. Many tourists who come here with their children often come to play. Entertainment like ring tossing is not actually for the prizes, many people just do it for fun. Of course, the girls felt the same way, and they all looked at this side with wide eyes, and they immediately became very interested. Do you guys want to play? Yi Xian noticed that the children's eyes were all looking over there, and asked with a smile. Yeah. I want to play. Okay, then Dad will take you out to play. Yeah. Afterwards, Yi Xian led the girls to the old man's stall. When the old man saw someone coming, he stood up from the wooden bench with a smile on his face and walked to the fence. Old man, give me 100 laps. Okay, wait a moment. Seeing Yi Xian asking for 100 rings as soon as he arrived, the old man also became excited. He skillfully took out a lot of colorful plastic rings from the side and handed them to the excited little guys outside the fence. Thank you, Grandpa. After thanking the old man, the little guys picked up the ring, aimed at the dolls and toys inside, and gently threw them in. Oops. I didn't use enough strength. Yi Jing threw the first one first, but he didn't use much strength and it fell into the air. I'm coming too. The other girls' faces turned red with excitement. They also tried to put rings on their favorite prizes, but they all failed to hit the target. Their mouths were puffed up, and they were not quite convinced. But this was just an attempt. The children were not discouraged and tried it a few more times. Although they aimed carefully every time before throwing, there were still some deviations in their aim. Ah! Why didn't we hit it once? No! I must hit the target. I can do it. I was almost there just now. That little bear doll is so cute. After countless times, the children's aim improved a lot, but many times even if something was put on, it would bounce off because of the elasticity. Don't worry, kids. Even if you can't catch the target, Grandpa will still give you a big watermelon. The old man thought these children were very cute and liked them. He comforted them with a few words and promised to give them a big watermelon when the time comes. Thank you, Grandpa, but this is really difficult. At this moment, the children had used more than half of the 100 yuan plastic rings in their hands, but still hadn't gained anything, and they were feeling a little depressed. Dad, we are so bad, please come and help us. Dad, please help us put it on, otherwise we really won't be able to put any of it on. Dad, you are the best, please help us. Helplessly, the children could only look eagerly at Yi Xian, who was standing aside smiling but saying nothing, wanting Yi Xian to help them put it on. Okay then, Dad will give you a try. Yi Xian nodded with a smile and took the 30 or so rings left from the children's hands. However, what surprised the old man and the little guys was that Yi Xian simply ignored the aiming process, picked up a ring and threw it hard, and it directly and steadily caught the head of the light yellow bear doll in the second to last row. Dad is so awesome. This little bear is my favorite. When Yi Yun saw that her favorite doll was caught by Yi Xian, she jumped and danced excitedly. The other girls also rushed to cheer for Yi Xian and talked about what they wanted. Dad, I want that little yellow duck. Dad, and me, I want that bicycle model. Look over there, Dad. I like that crystal ball. This. At this moment, the old man who was watching on the side just reacted from his shock. After doing business here for so long, he had never seen a target being hit with just a casual throw, and this was in the back row. Of course, the old man's first feeling was that this was just a blind cat catching a dead mouse. After all, he had never seen a normal person with such skills. But Yi Xian's next move completely dumbfounded him. He saw Yi Xian throwing the rings out one by one, and each ring caught his eye steadily, without any deviation. Dad is awesome. Several little guys nearby clenched their fists excitedly, and their unhappiness about not being able to catch the thing just now completely disappeared. At the end, Yi Xian still had the last 2 circles left in his hand, but this time Yi Xian did not choose to throw them out one by one. His eyes suddenly became stern, and he aimed at the 3 targets behind him, and then threw them out again. And then, the three big watermelons in the distance were also firmly caught by Yi Xian, with the angle and strength being just right. This was not a result that could be brought about by luck at all. Is this even possible? The old man shuddered all over, and the corners of his mouth trembled violently. He thought he was dreaming. He had run this stall for a while and had encountered accurate bets before, but it was not possible for him to win every time like this. Fuck! Is this still a human? Did you see that? There were 3 of them just now. Too strong, this man is so handsome, and he is so powerful. At this time, many people who had just gathered to watch were also exclaiming. Yi Xian's series of operations scared them a lot. It can be said that he was always successful. Alas, today my old bones have also opened their eyes. Young man, you are really amazing. The old man sighed, feeling helpless. This was truly too powerful. But since he is doing this, he is willing to accept the loss and is ready to clean up the trapped melons and dolls. Grandpa, we can't take that much, just help us pick out the melons worth 100 yuan. Chapter 417. Try it. I'll just pay for the toys the kids like. We're mainly here for the melons. This. The old man who was about to pack up looked at Yi Xian hesitantly, but then a hint of gratitude appeared in his eyes. If he had not met someone like Yi Xian today, he would have suffered a great loss this time. Thank you so much, young man. It's okay. It's not easy to run a business. The most important thing is that the children are happy. Yi Xian smiled calmly, paid the old man for the toys that the children liked most, then turned around and looked at the little guys who were holding the toys lovingly. Girls, stop playing and let's go in and pick some melons. Good. The children then put away their toys and followed Yi Xian inside. The old man followed closely behind, happily instructing the children how to pick the melons. Not long after, with Yi Xian's company and the old man's guidance, the little guys quickly picked a few green watermelons, thus achieving the purpose of their trip today. Young man, let me help you carry it outside, otherwise it will be difficult for you to carry these watermelons. The old man pointed to a cart beside him and still wanted to help Yi Xian and others get them out. No need, old man, we can just roll the melon and walk slowly. But Yi Xian did not accept the old man's kindness. He picked up a melon in one hand and said to the little guys next to him. Girls, take one of the remaining ones each and roll away. Is that a problem? Hey, don't worry, Dad. This will be fun. The children nodded with a smile, and then each of them rolled a melon and slowly went away into the distance. Originally, the little guys were too small to lift the watermelon, but because the watermelon was oval in shape, it rolled very easily and they rolled out in a flash. The children were just rolling the watermelon, but their movements looked both cute and funny. Seeing this, Yi Xian, who was walking behind them, couldn't help but smile. Ha ha! This is so funny. It's fun, let's see who can roll faster. Dad, come and catch up. While rolling the watermelon, the little guys also felt quite a bit of fun. From time to time they looked back to see if Yi Xian was keeping up, and they also clamored to have a competition. As the girl slowly rolled the watermelon towards the door, many tourists saw it. They were all stunned for a moment, but then they couldn't help grinning, and their eyes were all focused on the girls. Ha ha ha! These little cuties are so adorable. I love them so much. Yeah. Even though this may seem funny, they are really cute and pretty. Oh, I wish I had a few lovely daughters like this. The tourists loved the little guys more and more as they looked at them. Many girls couldn't help but take out their cameras to take pictures of the little guys, wanting to record this adorable scene. Little sisters, look here, sister will take a picture of you. Okay, sister. But facing the camera of strangers, the children were not shy and smiled openly, which made the girls taking pictures excited. They even ran up to take photos with the children. This family is so loving, it's wonderful. The old man saw this scene from afar and felt deeply moved. It is really hard to come across such a family. Are you guys tired? Here, Yi Xian, who was walking next to the little ones, was chatting with them with a smile. They were sweating slightly on their heads at this time, but they didn't care at all and were still happily rolling the watermelon. Dad, we're not tired at all. Yes. We have to take good care of Mom, so it's only right for us to help her move the watermelons. This watermelon must be really delicious, it's round and cute. Other people around also saw this happy scene and felt deeply moved. They felt their mood improved a lot. As they were talking, Yi Xian and the others were almost at the door. Tang Hao, who was in the car, saw this scene and quickly got out of the car, took the watermelon rolled by the children and put it in the car. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, Mom will be very happy when she sees these watermelons. The children wiped the sweat from their heads, got into the car, and drove towards the villa happily. Honey, where are you all? You were all gone when I woke up. While still on the road, Wang Xinyao happened to call Yi Xian and asked about everyone's current location. Mom, we'll be right back. We have a surprise for you today. The children excitedly took the phone and told Wang Xinyao with a smile about the surprise they had prepared, leaving Wang Xinyao confused. What surprise? What on earth did you guys go do? Hey, Mom is waiting at home. She will know when we come back. You little guys, now you have learned to play tricks. Alright, Mom will wait for you to come back. The children said nothing, and Wang Xinyao had no choice but to hang up the phone and wait at home. Mom, we're back. After a while, several little guys, each holding a watermelon, rushed into the villa excitedly and put it in front of Wang Xinyao. Is this watermelon the surprise you prepared for Mom? Looking at the little guys' red and anxious faces, and then looking at the big watermelons, Wang Xinyao was so confused that she didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Yes, Mom. Don't you like eating Jinling's local watermelons the most? You little guys are really sensible now. You even remember what your mother likes to eat. Wang Xinyao felt warm inside when she heard that. Yi Xian finally walked in with a big watermelon in one hand and weighed it easily in his hand. Xinyao, you and the children should take a rest first. I will go make watermelon for you. Well. You've worked hard, husband. Wang Xinyao nodded gently, her eyes filled with tenderness. On one side was a lovely child, and on the other was a husband who loved her. Such happiness was hard to describe in words. Afterwards, Yi Xian took the watermelons to the kitchen. Some of them were cut into plates, some were made into milkshakes and juices, and some of the pulp was picked out and carved into cute patterns. Wow! Is this really the watermelon we just picked? The children were a little surprised when they saw the watermelons made into various shapes on the table. They didn't expect that watermelons could be made into so many shapes. Try it now. Chapter 418 Smooth. Aha! Afterwards, the family sat together and enjoyed the delicious watermelon meal. The children were praised by Wang Xinyao and Yi Xian and ate happily. But Wang Xinyao's was even more different. Although this was just the local watermelon from Jinling that she often ate before, it was now given more different meanings and tasted even sweeter. On the other side in the military, Jiang Xingxi, Zhang Qingtian and others received the invitations one after another. After Yi Xian confirmed the invitation style and name list, the design team did not dare to neglect it. They worked overtime to complete the design and sent out all the invitations. General Jiang Long, here is something for you. In Jiang Xingxi's office, he was dealing with the military's daily documents when his secretary knocked on the door and walked in, holding a wrapped mail in his hand. Okay, just put it on the table. Jiang Xingxi nodded, but was still processing the documents and did not look up to see what it was. Ding ding ding. Suddenly, the phone on the table rang hurriedly. Jiang Xingxi picked it up and saw that it was Zhang Qingtian calling. He temporarily put down the work in his hands and answered the call. Lao Jiang. Did you receive the item? Let me tell you, it's absolutely beautiful. Jiang Xingxi was completely confused. Zhang Qingtian's voice on the phone sounded anxious, and he had no idea what he meant after talking for so long. What is it? Ah. You actually asked me what it is? Haven't you received it yet? Oh. Lao Jiang, you're in a remote place, so it should be a little later. Hearing this, Zhang Xingxi was even more upset, wondering if this guy's language center was disordered. He didn't say anything, so how could he know? Hey, Lao Jiang, did you take the wrong medicine recently? Can you speak? Oh. I forgot to tell you, this is the invitation that Brother Yi sent us. It's Brother Ye's wedding. Bang! Zhang Qingtian had just finished explaining when Jiang Xingxi slammed the table and jumped up. Ah! Brother Yi has sent an invitation? Then how can wait, what is this? Before the shock and excitement in his heart had subsided, Jiang Xingxi glanced at the email placed next to his desk, and then he remembered that his secretary had just brought him something. Lao Shang, wait a minute. I think I received it too. No. Didn't you say you didn't receive it? Are you just teasing me because you're bored? Zhang Qingtian started yelling on the other end, but Jiang Xingxi was too lazy to pay attention to him. He carefully opened the email with trembling hands, and suddenly he felt something flash in his eyes. Oh my god! Is this a diamond? After rubbing his eyes, Jiang Xingxi finally saw clearly the diamond on the seal of the invitation. It was sparkling under the natural light, making it difficult for him to open his eyes. Yes. It's diamonds. I have some here too. What? Yours too? Hearing this, Jiang Xingxi picked up the phone again. This time, his forehead and face were covered in cold sweat. He thought to himself, this is too extravagant. Are all invitations like this? Lao Jiang, are you confused? Everyone has the same invitation card. I just asked, and Lao Li and Lao Zhao also have the same one. Alas, only Brother Yi can do this. Although I know this thing too well, it doesn't look cheap. Jiang Xingxi opened the invitation while holding the phone and looking at it. Just the design quality and the diamond alone made the invitation so expensive. I'm afraid that the money that many ordinary people spend on their weddings combined is not as much as Yi Xian's invitation. Yes. Such an exquisite invitation must have been carefully designed by Brother Yi. Zhang Qingtian also sighed in his heart, and while the two were talking, other people in the military also received the invitation, and their surprised reactions were no less than the two of them. In the West, all the heads of those families gathered together, all with joy on their faces, and tightly clutching in their hands an invitation that had been urgently sent across the ocean. And this invitation was nothing else but the invitation to Yi Xian's wedding, but it meant a lot to them. Oh, this invitation is so exquisite. This diamond alone is worth millions. Only someone like Mr. Yi can do this. I asked a diamond dealer in my family to take a look. This is no ordinary diamond. While admiring the beautiful invitation, several family heads sighed that all the invitations they received had the same diamond without exception, which proved that Yi Xian's financial resources were extraordinary. But this is not the most important thing. What makes them most happy is that they received Yi Xian's invitation. No matter what the invitation looks like, even if it is just an ordinary piece of paper, they are very excited. In fact, it doesn't matter what this thing is. The most important thing is that it was sent by Yi Xian, and it finally allowed them to let go of the huge rock that had been hanging on their chests. You know, a lot of things happened in the West some time ago, and they were all afraid that they would get into trouble. But now that they have received this invitation, they can finally relax. This is really great. It also means that Mr. Yi recognizes us. Yeah. It seems that Mr. Yi has remembered everything we did. Everyone should prepare well. Since Mr. Yi remembers us, we should also pay more attention to the gifts. Speaking of this, the family heads felt even more fortunate. After all, this was Mr. Yi, and there were only a few people in the whole world who could attend Mr. Yi's wedding. It is quite an honor for them to be one of them. Afterwards, the family heads discussed for a while about when to attend the wedding, and then they all returned to their families without stopping. Now that they have received the invitation, it does not mean that they do not need to prepare. The matter of Lu House is also very important. Those who can attend Yi Xian's wedding are not ordinary people. If the gifts they give are not up to standard, they will not be able to hold their heads up. Master, you're back. Did the meeting go well? After the head of the bird family returned to the villa, the butler immediately greeted him with a smile on his face and asked about the meeting of the family heads. Well, it's nothing serious. Ask the people who are responsible for preparing the gifts to come over right away. Yes. Chapter 419 What happened? The butler nodded, but was immediately surprised to find that the head of the bird family looked refreshed and smiling today, completely different from the serious person he had been in the past period of time. After turning around and leaving, the butler did not delay and hurriedly did what the master had instructed, but he was still confused in his heart. What on earth is going on? On this side, Long Ling had just come back from doing something. When the children saw Long Ling coming in, they hurriedly picked up the watermelons on the table and ran to Long Ling excitedly. Sister Long Ling, come and eat some watermelon. These are the freshest watermelons. Sister Long Ling, please eat them all. Sister Long Ling, come and try it. These watermelons are so sweet. Long Ling stared blankly at the watermelons held up by the little guys, in all kinds of shapes and sizes. She was confused, and asked while taking one and eating it. You girls, are you having a full melon feast? Where did you get so many watermelons? Hey, Mom wants to eat some watermelons, so we went to the watermelon garden with Dad to pick some watermelons. The children giggled foolishly, but Long Ling was a little confused. He thought to himself, oh my god, there's no need to do this even if you want to eat. By the way, Sister Long, we have another good news that we haven't told you yet. We will have a brother and sister soon. Speaking of watermelons, the children became even more excited and told Long Ling that Wang Xinyo was pregnant. Ah! What brothers and sisters? Long Ling was stunned by this, then suddenly reacted, looked at Yi Xian and Wang Xinyo who were sitting beside her and smiling, and asked tremblingly. Master and Madam, could this be? Yes, your wife is pregnant with a baby. Yi Xian smiled and nodded, but Long Ling suddenly got excited and jumped 3 feet high. Her cheers could be heard even outside the villa. Woohoo! That's great! I'm going to have new junior brothers and sisters. Master and Madam, this is a great joyous event. For a moment, the joy in Long Ling's heart overwhelmed everything. She was happy about the news, and when she thought that she would see a new life coming into this world in a while, she couldn't help but feel excited. Sister Long Ling's reaction is greater than I expected. The children bit their lips, seemingly not expecting Long Ling to have such a big reaction. At night, Long Ling stayed in her room, tossing and turning in bed, thinking about this matter. Even now, her excitement had not subsided. No, I have to do something. After thinking it over, Long Ling sat up again, picked up his mobile phone, and started contacting well-known foreign clothing brands. Hello, what can I do for you? Here, a member of a well-known overseas clothing brand group received a call from Long Ling. Seeing that the phone number was from China, although he was a little curious, he still politely answered the call. Hello, I need to order a batch of children's clothes. Is it convenient for you? Of course, we can take on overseas business. Here, the member politely agreed, then while answering the phone, he opened the document on his computer and continued asking questions. Miss, do you need clothes for boys or girls, and for what age group? When asked this question, Long Ling frowned and scratched his head, thinking that he didn't know the answer either. Please help me customize all the clothes from birth to 6 or 7 years old. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. The members fell silent for a moment and smiled helplessly. This was too hasty. Could it be that the child hadn't even been born yet? Miss, if that's the case, I suggest you don't worry. Our customization speed is very fast. You can customize it later. That won't work. We don't know when the baby will come. However, Long Ling pouted. The call had already been made, so how could she just give up? Miss, if you are like this, we can't help you customize it. The members smiled bitterly, not knowing what to do. However, Long Ling did not think too much and simply sent the deposit. Well, I've already sent you the deposit. I'm definitely going to have this dress custom made. What? The member narrowed his eyes in confusion. He had never seen such a customer before. Was he kidding? After taking a deep breath to calm himself, the member turned off the microphone on the phone and spoke to another member sitting nearby. Will, help me check the company's income just now. A customer sent a deposit. Can you see if you received it? Good. Will agreed and calmly opened the financial system back end, but at this moment his eyes widened, pointing at the income information on it, speechless. What's wrong with you? The member was surprised by this and leaned over to take a look, but when he saw the income and numbers from China, he was stunned for a long time. Oh my god, this guy just now was not kidding. With a murmur, the member quickly turned on the microphone again and spoke firmly to Long Ling on the other end of the phone. Miss, don't worry, we have seen your sincerity. I think we can still think of a way. While Long Ling was still communicating with this member, Yi Xian outside had also finished taking a shower. He walked towards the children lovingly, squatted down and spoke to them. Girls, how about Daddy taking you to a fun place tomorrow? Okay. After hearing what Yi Xian said, the little ones immediately became excited, but their interest was also aroused by Yi Xian, and they opened their mouths and started asking questions. Dad, what fun place is this? Have we been there before? Dad, can you tell us a little bit? I really want to know. Just tell us, Dad. What's so fun about it? Seeing this, Yi Xian immediately wanted to slap himself in the face. Did he forget? These little guys are all curious babies. This is a secret, you will know tomorrow. However, Yi Xian still didn't plan to tell them first. But this not only did not dispel their doubts, but made them even more curious. They looked at Yi Xian eagerly and began to act like a spoiled child. Dad, just tell us. You're just keeping us in suspense. I won't be able to sleep at night like this, Dad, just tell me. That's right, Dad. We're going to know it tomorrow anyway, so why can't you tell us today? Chapter 420 Helpless. In the end, Yixian couldn't stand the little one's constant questioning anymore, so he had no choice but to tell them. Okay, Daddy tells you, there's really nothing I can do about you girls. Tomorrow, Dad will take you to the hot springs. There will be fish therapy, where cute little fish will tickle your little feet. Ah! Are there really small fish? Hearing this, the children couldn't help but become excited. They couldn't help but imagine what fish therapy would be like. But Daddy, won't this be itchy? Although Yishi was expecting it, she still asked cautiously, and Yixia next to her also pretended to be scared. Dad, I'm so afraid of being tickled. Hee hee, those little fish must be very naughty and must be very itchy. Ah! What I fear most is being tickled. Yi Xian was amused by the excellent acting skills of these little ones. He grabbed them and said with a smile. You're ticklish, right? Then let Daddy help you get used to it. As he spoke, Yi Xian gently tickled the children's armpits, and the room was immediately filled with the children's laughter. Ha ha ha! It's so itchy. Dad is so mean. He bullies us again. No, we want to tickle Daddy too. After playing with the children for a while, Yi Xian did not let them stay up late. When he saw that it was time, he took the children back to the house to sleep. The next day, the girls arrived at school early. Thinking that they might have younger brothers and sisters who they could bring to school in the future, they felt excited and pulled Zhou Xiaodan to share their feelings. Xiaodan, do you know? We will have a little brother, Mimi, soon. Hey, our mom is pregnant with a baby now, we will be able to see him soon. Xiaodan, you will be his sister from now on. Are you happy? When Zhou Xiaodan heard the news, a smile appeared on his face and he nodded excitedly. That's great. I'm so happy for you. Your home will be so lively in the future. At this time, the other children saw the happy smiles of the girls and came over curiously. After learning the details of the matter, they were all envious. That's great, my brothers and sisters must be very cute. Yi Jing and Yishi, I envy you so much. I want a brother or sister, too. No. I want to ask Mom and Dad for one when I get back. Just as the children were expressing their blessings in inner envy, the head teacher also came in and wanted to see what the children were doing before class. Hey, these little guys, what are they doing? But today when I walked into the classroom, I saw the children gathered together, talking about something excitedly. The head teacher was also curious and immediately came over to listen. Oh my god. However, when she heard that Ji Jing and other girls were going to have younger brothers and sisters, the head teacher was also stunned and continued to listen in disbelief. At this time, she was filled with emotion. Only a family like this could raise so many lovely babies. If it were an ordinary family, they would definitely be happy, but anyone would worry about the child support. I don't know what good things their parents did before, not only to have so many cute little girls, but also to have such financial resources. After school in the evening, Yi Xian took Wang Xinyao to the school gate to pick up a few little ones, and drove to the hot spring club. This is one of the best hot spring clubs in Jinling. Before Yi Xian came here, he had already booked the entire place. The manager was also waiting at the door at this time. As soon as Yi Xian and the children got off the car, he hurried over to greet them. Mr. Yi, you are here. Please come in. Yi Xian nodded and took Wang Xinyao and the children inside. By the way, where's Long Ling? As they were walking, Yi Xian suddenly remembered that he had not seen Long Ling, so he asked Wang Xinyao. Honey, Long Ling said she was going to pick up something, but she didn't tell me what it was, and I didn't keep asking. Wang Xinyao was also very curious about this. She had asked about it at the time, but since Long Ling wouldn't tell her, there was nothing she could do. Okay, then let's just ignore her and go take a hot spring bath first. After all, Long Ling was already a grown-up, so Yi Xian didn't need to worry about what she did. Then he took the children to the hot spring area. At this time, many young men and women had come into the club outside. The manager saw that they were distinguished guests from before, and even though the club was contracted today, he did not dare to neglect them and hurried forward to receive them. So you are our distinguished guests. I am so sorry, but this place has been reserved for tonight, so I cannot entertain you for the time being. The manager embarrassedly explained the matter briefly, fearing that they would get angry, and then he spoke again. How about this, everyone? Next time you come, we will definitely give you priority in entertaining you. How do you think? What? Knowing that the place was completely booked, the young masters and young ladies were stunned at first and felt somewhat unhappy. After all, they drove here specifically and wanted to relax and enjoy themselves, but they encountered such a thing. How can you, who are open to receive guests, do this? That's right, what kind of thing is this? Is there any business like this? Then let me ask you, is this club open for one person? It's just to serve that one person, right? Who is he to you? As they spoke, the anger of the young masters and young ladies grew. This was truly too unreasonable. Even if someone wants to book it, they have to inform them in advance. Now they have come here specially, and they say that someone has reserved the place and there is nothing they can do. Isn't this considered bullying by the store? Sigh, I'm really sorry, we didn't want this to happen. We considered the situation you mentioned at the beginning, and this is indeed unfair to you all. It's just that the other party gave too much. So please understand. We can't do anything about it. We can't deny their face, either. When the young masters and young ladies heard this, they fell silent. They had not expected this to be the case. The corners of their mouths twitched slightly, and they didn't know how to comment. Manager, you said this is too much. Could you please tell me exactly how much it is? Chapter 421 Magical. Several people were also curious. After all, this was considered to be the top sanatorium in Jinling. There were basically no ordinary people coming here. If they were not local dignitaries, they could be considered wealthy businessmen. Well, I'm sorry, this may be inconvenient. The manager is also helpless. Several of the guests here are also important guests, and the contractor is just as ruthless. He can't afford to offend anyone. Just at this time, Yi Xian came out of the hot spring and saw the eldest young lady here talking to the manager, so he walked over and asked, "What's wrong? Did something happen?" This? It's Mr. Yi. However, when the young masters and young ladies saw Yi Xian coming over, they were stunned and began to tremble uncontrollably. Isn't this Mr. Yi? It turns out that the person who booked this club is Mr. Yi. In an instant, the hearts of several people were filled with shock and they were beyond words. They never expected that the person who gave such an irresistible price was actually this person. Then they just came to the venue that someone else had reserved to cause trouble, so weren't they here to cause trouble? How could anyone go to see them? Apart from anything else, this person is someone that people like them, even their fathers and grandfathers, dare not offend. Seeing Yi Xian looking at them like that, although his eyes were just a little confused and his expression was relatively calm, they were all scared. Mr. Yi, this is what happened. These are the distinguished guests of our club. They didn't know that you had booked our place, so I'm explaining it to them. Upon seeing this, the manager hurriedly explained, and the young masters and young ladies also hurriedly explained, but they did not dare to face Yi Xian's eyes. I'm so sorry, Mr. Yi, we just came here to take a look. We didn't expect it to be Mr. Yi. If we have offended you in any way, we apologize. Yes, Mr. Yi, we'll be leaving soon. After listening to what these people said, Yi Xian roughly realized that these people were local young masters and ladies from Jinling, and he smiled indifferently. It's okay, you can come in if you want, this place is pretty big anyway. That's all. Thank you, Mr. Yi. Mr. Yi, we are just here to take a look. We have no plans to do anything else. Then enjoy yourselves, Mr. Yi. We have other things to do and we have to leave soon. Even though Yi Xian said this, none of these young masters and young ladies dared to agree. They just shook their heads like rattles. Are you kidding me? Why did they come here? They just wanted to rest and relax. But with this guy, how can they relax? Besides, this isn't the place booked by Yi Xian. Let alone them, even if their father came, he wouldn't have the courage to do it. Okay, then do as you please. Yi Xian ignored them. After nodding, he took Wang Xinyao and a few girls into the fish therapy room on the other side. Oh, it's this guy. Fortunately, he has a good temper. Only after seeing Yi Xian turn around and walk into the room did these young masters and young ladies feel relieved. Just now when Yi Xian was here, the oppressive feeling made them speechless. When the manager saw the expressions of these young men and women, he was immediately confused. Logically speaking, young masters and ladies like them, even if they meet someone with a higher status than them, they should at most just be a little respectful, and it wouldn't have to be like this. What he saw on the faces of several people just now was fear and shock from the bottom of their hearts. Who on earth were these people? The more he thought about it, the more curious he became. The manager looked around and saw that there was no one around, so he asked a few young masters and young ladies in a low voice. Who are you guys? Who is this person? Ah, this person's background is really great. The young masters and young ladies still had lingering shock on their faces when they heard the manager's question. They sighed heavily before continuing. Let me tell you, this person is the best in Jilin and even Suzhou and Hangzhou. Not only that, it is no exaggeration to say that even if this person is placed in the entire China, he is one of the top few. Anyway, you just know that this is an existence that none of us can afford to offend. Even if we look up, we can't see the edge of it. Their solemn explanation was like a bolt of thunder in a sunny day to the manager's ears. The manager's mouth opened to an exaggerated degree, his mind went blank, and he almost lost his balance and sat on the ground. Apart from shock, there was nothing else in his heart. He felt like his heart was about to jump out of his chest. It would be fine if others said this, but these words came from the mouths of these young masters and ladies. While everyone here was still surprised, Yi Xian and others inside had already started fish therapy. In this luxurious fish spa room, there are many small pools, and the water inside is still steaming faintly. But what is surprising is that even with such water temperature, there are still many fish less than a few centimeters in length swimming happily in it, not affected by the water temperature at all. Hey, what a cute little fish! As soon as the children saw these fish, they became excited and gathered around the small pond to observe them. And they all saw that the water in the pool seemed to be quite warm. They reached in and touched it, and it was actually warm. Ha! The water temperature here is quite high, why aren't these little fish feeling uncomfortable? Yes, they seem to be swimming happily. What kind of fish are they? Dad, why can these little fish swim in here? Several girls were also confused by the scene they saw and couldn't help but ask Yi Xian, who was standing beside them. Ha, these little fish are a special species. They can't live in waters this temperature, but they like living in waters this temperature. And these little creatures don't have teeth, so they are chosen as fish for hydrotherapy, which is good for the human body. They use their mouths to kiss our feet, which can remove the old dead skin on them, allowing the bacteria in our capillaries to be discharged smoothly, and promoting our body's metabolism. Following Yi Xian's explanation, the little guys also understood the reason and couldn't help but sigh. Wow! This is so magical. These little fish are also doctors. Hey, I see. So this is called fish therapy. It means letting the fish heal us? That's amazing. It's just like a woodpecker. Nature is so amazing. Chapter 422 Clothes. Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao were listening to the children's words and were also amused. They gave them a thumbs up and praised them. Ha, that's right, you girls are really smart and you understand it very well. The children were very happy to be praised. They had just heard that these small fish had no teeth, so they gently reached their hands in. Sure enough, the little fish felt the children's hands reaching out, and they immediately swarmed over and kissed the children's hands. Hee hee hee. It's so itchy. But it feels so good. The children found it even more fun and thought the fishes were very cute. They just felt a little itchy and laughed. At this time, Yi Xian had already taken Wang Xinyao to sit by the pond and put her feet in. Looking at the children still reaching out to tease the little fish, he reminded them with a smile. Okay, stop playing around and just put your feet in. I know, Dad. The children agreed, but were still a little timid. They felt itchy just by putting their hands in, so it would be hard to imagine if they put their feet in as well. Sister Jingjing, why don't you try it first? Yi Shi weakly pulled Yi Jing beside her. When she thought of the feeling of this group of fish surrounding and kissing her feet, she couldn't help but tremble and laugh. Ah! Why me? Because you are our sister. Forehead. Yi Jing was silent for a moment, but after thinking about it, she felt that it was right. After gritting her teeth, she sat down like Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao and put her little feet in. As soon as they put their hands in, these little fish started running like a motor and began to kiss around Yi Jing's feet. Although the force was not strong, she couldn't help laughing at the stimulation at the beginning. Hee hee hee. It's so itchy. These little fish are so naughty. The other little guys were a little scared when they saw this and retreated towards the pond. Ah! It must look itchy. At this time, Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao were also looking at the little guys. Wang Xinyao looked a little helpless and said to Yi Xian in a helpless manner. These girls are exaggerating. It's not that itchy, is it? Yi Xian also found it funny, and said gently while holding Wang Xinyo, who was sitting next to him. Haha, how old are they? Their feet are so tender. I'll get used to it slowly. Okay. Then let them play. Afterwards, just as Yi Xian said, Yi Jing adapted quickly when she first entered the pool. Now she didn't feel itchy anymore. She just felt like she was having a perfect foot massage and her whole body felt comfortable. Hey, this is quite comfortable. Xiaxia, Xiaoxi, Xiaoyun, Xiaozi, you guys should come down and try it too. Really? These girls looked at Yi Jing in confusion, and were still a little reluctant to put it in, as they were all a little ticklish. But seeing Yi Jing enjoying it, he felt that it should be true. He just struggled slightly and stretched out his little feet as well. Ha ha ha. Sister Jingjing is lying. This is obviously still itchy. But it's really comfortable. Why do these little fish like our feet so much? But after a burst of laughter, the children gradually adapted to the situation, felt much more comfortable, and then they also experienced the comfort of fish therapy. At home, Long Ling waited in the living room for a while and finally received the clothes that she had customized. This is a huge quantity, filling 2 large boxes, and they are carefully made into gift boxes, with very textured packaging. Long Ling stroked the packaging gently, feeling very satisfied, and then couldn't wait to open the box. Hey, this is for boys. Picking up the clothes in the first box, Long Ling chuckled. Looking at the colors and styles, it was enough to tell that these were clothes for a little boy. These clothes are also small and very cute. The openings, seams, closures and other parts of the clothes have many careful designs. At least they must be very comfortable to wear. Similarly, the colors and patterns of these clothes have also been carefully considered. Although they are just children's clothes, they are also well matched. As for the materials themselves, they are the most expensive and top-grade materials in the children's clothing standards. Not only will they not harm children's tender skin, but they can also protect it. These lovely styles, meticulously designed, and top-quality materials make these clothes indescribably comfortable and stunning not only in terms of texture to the eyes but also to the touch. It's pretty good. The baby will definitely like it. After Long Ling looked at all the clothes, she was very satisfied. She started to put the clothes away while humming a song. Because there were too many clothes and it was not convenient to just leave them outside, many of them were placed in the room by Long Ling. Now she was walking back and forth in the empty mountain villa. After a while, she felt a little tired and couldn't help but sigh. These clothes are not only laborious to design and make, but also a big project to move them around. After a while, Yi Xian and others returned home from the hot spring club. Whether it was him, Wang Xinyo, or the children, they all relaxed physically and mentally. But just when they all relaxed and returned home, after opening the door, they were frightened by the scene they saw. Long Ling was sitting on the sofa, sorting out the clothes one by one, distinguishing between tops and trousers, as well as some other socks, underwear, and so on. These clothes are small and cute. Yi Xian and others knew at a glance that these are clothes prepared for children. Why are there so many clothes? Are these our clothes? When the little ones saw the little clothes, they thought they were theirs and ran over excitedly. Sister Long Ling, are these our clothes? You little fools, this dress is so small, it must be prepared for your brothers and sisters. That is how it is. The children reacted immediately, and when they heard that it was prepared for their younger brothers and sisters, they became even more excited. Long Ling, it's too early. Yi Xian walked up happily and couldn't help but smile when looking at the clothes. Master, this is called preparing for a rainy day. It would be better if we prepare in advance. But when he got closer, Yi Xian saw that they were all little boys' clothes. He was even more amused and said to Long Ling, "But aren't these all little boys' clothes? We don't even know if it's a boy or a girl yet." Chapter 423 Go by. Wait a minute, master. Hearing this, Long Ling pouted, ran back to the room, and brought out another large stack of clothes, all girls' clothes. Seeing this scene, everyone fell silent. Wow, this is preparing for a rainy day. Sister Long Ling. We want beautiful clothes too. When the children saw so many girls' clothes, they became excited and started to pester Long Ling and make a fuss. And Long Ling did not hesitate. He waved his hand and simply agreed to the girls. No problem, I'll take you to buy it tomorrow. Great. Sister Long Ling is the best. Hey, now we have new clothes too. I love you so much, Sister Long Ling. When the children heard Long Ling agree so readily, they also agreed happily and began to imagine all kinds of beautiful clothes in their minds. It happened that the children were on vacation the next day, so Long Ling fulfilled her promise from yesterday early in the morning and took the girls out to buy clothes. However, they did not go to the mall, but went to the China headquarters of Foreign Custom Clothing. "Sister Long Ling, why don't we go to the mall to buy clothes?" After arriving, the children were confused and didn't know why they came to such a place. "You don't know, the clothes here are so beautiful." Long Ling chuckled, winked at the children meaningfully, and led them inside. Sure enough, the clothes here were dazzling and varied. The numerous styles and designs dazzled the girls in an instant. "Wow! The clothes here are really beautiful, and there are so many styles. Sister Long Ling, let's buy clothes here from now on. I must go shopping today and buy the best and most beautiful clothes." Several girls were exploring the store happily, and they felt like they had arrived at a kingdom of clothing. The clothes here were so beautiful and there were so many of them that they immediately attracted their attention. After all, this is the headquarters of a foreign luxury brand customized in China. The interior area and light luxury decoration design are unimaginably elegant and luxurious, and the clothes designed by the designers themselves are neatly displayed. Seeing the children happy, Long Ling smiled and spoke to them gently. "Just go ahead and pick the style you like. After you've made your selection, there will be special brothers and sisters to help you measure your body and customize it just for you." "Yeah, we got it." A few girls nodded, and then couldn't wait to go in and pick out the clothes they liked. After a while, they had finished picking among themselves. After that, the store staff came over with professional measuring equipment, ready to measure the children's body shapes and sizes. "Dear children, I will help you measure and then make clothes for you." "Okay. Thank you, sis." The girls cooperated with the shop assistant's measurements very well and the work was done quickly. The girls were pretty and cute and were also loved by the shop assistants. While they were being measured, they were also sighing in their hearts. What kind of family is this? What kind of good deeds have they done to have these lovely little angels? It's hard not to be envious. "Miss, the body data of several children have been measured." Originally, the clerk was supposed to report the price according to the rules and procedures, but Long Ling didn't care about it. He just took out his bank card and asked the clerk to swipe the card. "Great, just swipe the card." Okay, miss." The clerk didn't finish the rest of his sentence, but Long Ling didn't plan to ask about the price, which made the clerk a little surprised, but he didn't say anything and respectfully took the bank card. "Miss, the payment has been completed. We will deliver the clothes to you as soon as they are ready." After swiping the card, the clerk handed the bank card back to Long Ling. Long Ling nodded, put it away, then turned around and left with a few girls with a smile. Even when it was time to leave the store, Long Ling did not ask how much money had been spent. This made the shop assistants even more shocked. They couldn't help but look at the backs of Long Ling and others as they left. This is too much money. Customizing such expensive clothes for a growing child. These clothes should only be able to be worn for one season. Yes, and this lady didn't care what they were the whole time. After letting the children choose, she paid and left. As expected, a family with a few cute little ones like this is no ordinary family. Several shop assistants were talking about this with emotion. This pile of clothes must be a huge sum of money, and they didn't hesitate at all. At the same time, in the villa, Wang Xinyao stayed at home without the children around. She felt a little bored and suddenly had the idea of going out for a walk. "Hubby, why don't we go out for a walk? It's a bit too boring to stay at home all the time." Yi Xian touched his chin and thought about it. The warm sunlight outside poured through the window onto the floor inside the house, and Yi Xian saw it too. "Xinyao, why don't I take you hiking? The weather is pretty good today." "Okay, husband, climbing mountains is fun." Speaking of mountain climbing, Wang Xinyao also became interested. After all, she hadn't been out much during this period, so it would be nice to go hiking and get some fresh air. After making up their minds, Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao began to prepare. They prepared some drinking water, fruits, and other things and put them in a small portable bag. After changing into light clothes, the two left the villa without much delay and went to a famous mountain nearby, which is also a tourist attraction frequently visited by local people in Jinling. Today's weather is really good. The sunshine is just the right amount of warm, not too stuffy, and the cool mountain breeze makes people feel even more comfortable. The scenery on the mountain is beautiful, with lush flowers and plants, and a winding path extends from the foot of the mountain to the top of the mountain. There were many tall trees growing around the path where Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao were walking. Beams of light penetrated through, filling the lush woods with light and adding to the deep and quiet mystery. The higher you go, the wider your view becomes. The beautiful scenery of the colorful forests blows towards you with the mountain breeze, and is reflected in the blue sky and white clouds, making it even more stunningly beautiful. There were many people coming to climb the mountain today, but Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao became the focus of everyone's attention, and they were sincerely amazed. Chapter 424. It's not good. Oh my god. This is so handsome and beautiful, what a god. She is even more charming than celebrities and models. How can I meet such a beautiful girl while climbing a mountain? I don't even know who to envy. The tourists were so excited that they almost exploded. Although the two were only wearing light clothes and not dressed very formally, it still couldn't conceal their temperament, making everyone couldn't help but take a few more glances. Honey, please take some pictures for me. Wang Xinyao saw a nice scenery in a place ahead. She thought it would not be easy to climb the mountain alone with Yi Xian, so she wanted to take more photos. She rubbed her belly and continued. If we don't take more pictures now, it won't look good after a while. What are you talking about? My Xinyao looks good even with a big belly. Yi Xian shook his head lovingly, his eyes full of Wang Xinyao's slightly rosy cheeks. He quickly took out his camera and recorded Wang Xinyao's beauty at the moment. In this beautiful mountain forest full of flowers and vines, Wang Xinyao, with her hair and dress flying, the happiness emanating from the bottom of her heart makes her, who is already beautiful, even more charming. Click. After the sound of the shutter, the camera in Yi Xian's hand perfectly captured this beautiful and somewhat unreal scene. Even when he looked at Wang Xinyao in the photo, he felt intoxicated. When Wang Xinyao saw Yi Xian's smile, she also moved closer like a little bird. When she saw the photo, she covered her mouth in disbelief. Hubby, you're amazing. Such beautiful photos. Xinyao, if you like it, we'll get a few more. Aha! Afterwards, Yi Xian took many more photos of Wang Xinyao. The two of them looked so sweet and natural. In the eyes of outsiders, they looked like a couple in passionate love. It seemed that the air they breathed was filled with sweetness. After taking the photos, the two continued to walk up the mountain. Wang Xinyao's physical strength was naturally not as good as Yi Xian's. Now she felt a little tired, and her steps were much heavier. Xinyao, let's take a break. Good. Along the way, Yi Xian was always paying attention to Wang Xinyao's situation. Now seeing that Wang Xinyao was a little tired, he took Wang Xinyao to sit on a grassy spot in the mountains to rest. After spreading a small blanket, the two sat down and drank water and ate fruit to replenish their energy. Yi Xian also helped Wang Xinyao massage her ankles and calves. His skillful techniques and gentle movements showed his consideration for Wang Xinyao. This made Wang Xinyao feel warm at heart, but made many girls around her envious. Looking at her boyfriend who was also staring in a trance, she couldn't help but complain. Look at them, they all know how to do this to their girlfriends. That's right. You've never given me a massage before. What should I do? I'm not happy anymore. I want you to give me a massage too. After hearing this, the boyfriends of these girls all sighed in their hearts. Why did they not only have to eat other people's exquisite dog food, but also have to be caught in the crossfire for no reason? Here, when Yi Xian and the other person were resting, Wang Xinyao closed her eyes and lay in Yi Xian's arms, but suddenly she heard bursts of crisp cries coming from the side. Chirp! Following the sound, Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao looked over and found that it was actually a little bird jumping gently on the grass next to them. The bird's feathers are very smooth, and its chirping sound and slender body make it look very cute. However, this little guy seems unable to fly, and even moving on the ground looks very difficult. Honey, why doesn't this little bird fly? Wang Xinyao looked at it a little strangely. Yi Xian frowned slightly, picked it up as gently as possible, held it in his palm and looked at it. This poor little guy has lost some feathers on his left wing, leaving a small scar which looks relatively fresh, and the blood on it has just coagulated. It turns out its wings are injured, no wonder it can't fly. Is that so? Is the injury serious? Wang Xinyao was a little worried. This little guy was still a bird and looked so young. It's not too serious, but if it happened in the wild, he would definitely not survive. Yi Xian shook his head. Although the injury was not serious, this was in the wild after all. A fledgling that could not fly would have no living space. Hearing this, Wang Xinyao looked at the little bird in Yi Xian's palm who was looking at her curiously with heartache, but she still couldn't bear to let the little guy stay outside. Hubby, why don't we take it back? The kids will definitely like it. Well, let's take it back. Yi Xian smiled and nodded. After resting for a while, the two continued to climb up the mountain. However, this time, there was an injured little guy. After a while, Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao finally reached the top of the mountain. The scenery here was exceptionally beautiful. Wang Xinyao took a deep breath and looked down at the beautiful scenery of most of Jinling. Suddenly, she had a feeling of looking down on all the mountains. Wow! We are finally here. The scenery here is so vast. Xinyao, let's take a photo. Yi Xian, who was standing next to him, took out his camera and took a photo with Wang Xinyao on the top of the mountain while holding the bird. The background was not only the beautiful scenery of Jinling, but also the layers of blue sky and white clouds. After the filming, the two of them only stayed for a little longer and prepared to go down the mountain. Xinyao, take good care of the bird, I'll carry you on my back. Just as he was about to leave, Yi Xian handed the bird to Wang Xinyao, then turned around and squatted, letting Wang Xinyao get on his back. Hubby, why don't I just go by myself? Although Wang Xinyao was indeed a little tired, she was still a little hesitant, biting her lip. After all, there were not just her and Yi Xian on the mountain. It's okay, Xinyao, come up. I haven't carried you properly for many times. However, Yi Xian still insisted, and Wang Xinyao could only agree with a blushing face and shyly lay on Yi Xian's back. Feeling the breadth and warmth of Yi Xian's back, Wang Xinyao felt like she didn't want to get down once she was on him. This was definitely an enjoyment. How's it going, Xinyao? Are you feeling comfortable? Yi Xian gently adjusted the inclination of his body, trying his best to put Wang Xinyao in a comfortable position. Yeah, it's quite comfortable. Thank you for your hard work, husband. Wang Xinyao agreed in a low voice, looked at the many tourists going up and down the mountain around her, and put her hand on Yi Xian's shoulder with her pretty face flushed. Xinyao, we are already husband and wife, why are you still so formal? Yi Xian said this with a wicked smile, then took steady steps and walked down the mountain. Chapter 425 Bird. Hubby, it would be great if you could carry me like this forever. Wang Xinyao rested her beautiful face on Yi Xian's shoulder and whispered in his ear, any woman would feel happy with this feeling. I can't carry you all the time. Later on, it won't be just one person's weight anymore. Husband. As they talked, Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao walked down the mountain while chatting sweetly. Because he was carrying Wang Xinyao on his back, Yi Xian tried his best to walk steadily so as to minimize the bumps on her body. But as the old saying goes, it is easier to go up a mountain than to go down, so even if Yi Xian was extremely cautious, the mountain road was still very treacherous. Hubby, why don't I just come down and walk by myself? Seeing this, Wang Xinyao was still a little worried about Yi Xian, so she suggested going downstairs. It's okay, Xinyao. Aren't you tired? Don't worry. We'll have a solution soon. Yi Xian smiled calmly, took out his mobile phone and quickly sent a message. On this side, many people were also going down the mountain. When the girls saw Yi Xian carrying Wang Xinyao on his back, they were filled with envy and looked eagerly at their boyfriends. Look at them, I want to carry it like this too. Honey, can you carry me on your back for a while? This is so romantic, we can give it a try. When the girls' boyfriends heard this, they also swallowed their saliva, and then they all saw Yi Xian gently put Wang Xinyao down and stopped at the side of the mountain road. What? Look at me, I can't carry it anymore. There's nothing to envy about this. I might as well just walk properly. Okay, stop looking at this. It's all just for show. Let's go. In the face of what happened just now, these boys were too passive and could not say anything. But now that they had this opportunity, they couldn't help but speak. Then I'm tired too. Why don't you carry me on your back? Yes, I did stop, but at least I carried it for a while. Honey, please carry me on your back. I'm really tired. But the girls all refused to agree. After all, Yi Xian had indeed carried her on his back, and they didn't get to enjoy it. I'm tired too. That's right. Everyone is tired. Are you comfortable with me carrying you? What about me? Baby, my legs are so sore, I'm afraid I can't carry you. The girls were speechless for a moment, and in the end they could only pout and walk forward angrily. But at this moment, the sound of a propeller suddenly came from the air. The sound was sparse at the beginning and then became louder and louder, immediately attracting everyone's attention. Oh my God! Am I dreaming? How can there be a helicopter? This is too outrageous. Who flew a helicopter here? Oh my god, it really is a helicopter. Wow, I am really enlightened. When everyone watched this scene, their heartbeats quickened for a moment. They couldn't help but feel shocked and burst into exclamations. Wait. Why does this helicopter seem to be heading towards us? But as they watched, everyone felt something was not right. They saw that the helicopter was getting closer and closer to them, and finally landed directly next to Yi Xian and Wang Xingyao. Here, Yi Xian took Wang Xinyao's hand and went straight onto the plane. Then the cabin door closed, and the propeller of the helicopter started to spin rapidly again. It soon left its original location and flew to the other side of the sky. Fog. Boom. After seeing this scene, everyone else was stunned where they were, not knowing how to describe the amazement in their hearts. Oh my god. This thing can even summon a helicopter? Ah. I was wondering why they stopped just now. It turns out there is such a summoning skill. I don't understand what the conditions are like in this house. This is too arrogant. Even when Yi Xian and Wang Xingyao disappeared in the sky on a helicopter, the crowd's surprise and sighs had not dissipated. Many people were still whispering and talking, and their eyes were staring straight at the sky. At the same time, at home, Long Ling had returned with the children, but the house was empty, and there was no sign of Yi Xian and Wang Xingyao. Why aren't Mom and Dad home? I've looked around, Mom and Dad are definitely out. Ah. Mom and Dad are not hiding, are they playing hide and seek with us? The little guys looked around but found nothing. Yes. Master is taking his wife out to play again. Long Ling was also amused by what she saw. She lay contentedly on the sofa and picked up an apple to eat. Why? Mom and Dad never take us out to play? He went to play secretly while we were away. How mean. How can this be? I want to play too. Just as the girls began to pout and complain, Wang Xingyao was sitting in a helicopter in the sky, looking at the scenery below, feeling both scared and excited. Don't worry, Xingyao, I'm here. Seeing Wang Xingyao biting her lips lightly and not daring to look at the scene below, Yi Xian reached out and held Wang Xingyao's hand, which immediately made her feel much more at ease. But whether it was to see the scenery or something else, it would only take a while. The helicopter was very fast, and the two of them would be home soon. Is this a helicopter? At home, Long Ling and the children heard the familiar voice and hurried outside, just in time to see the helicopter landing on the ground. Then Yi Xian helped Wang Xingyao down. The helicopter completed its mission and returned. Everyone returned to the house together. Master, where did you go just now? Dad, where did you and Mom go to play? As soon as they came in, Long Ling and a few little guys started asking curiously, their little eyes full of doubts. They didn't know why Yi Xian and the others came back in a helicopter. Nothing, we just went hiking. Yi Xian waved his hand and briefly explained what happened today. Dad. Why didn't you wait for us to come back? Huh? Doesn't Dad want to take us out? Dad, remember to take us with you next time. Okay, I promise you. Yi Xian smiled happily, then spoke to the children with a smile. Although I didn't bring you with me this time, Mom and Dad did bring a little wounded person with you. As he spoke, Yi Xian flipped his palm like a magician, and the injured bird appeared in front of the children. Chapter 426 Free Time. Wow! What a cute little bird! But this little bird's wings are injured. It looks so pitiful. Dad, let's find a way to help it. When the children saw the little bird come out, they immediately forgot what had just happened. However, although they were excited, they were also more worried and anxious. Okay. Then let's do it together. Yi Xian smiled and nodded, and began to lead the children to build a nest for the bird. Then he took care of the bird's injuries and disinfected and applied medicine to the wound. This little bird is quite smart. It is not afraid of Yi Xian and the other little guys at this time. It even chirps cutely from time to time. After the nest was built, the girls were very busy. They were busy letting the bird take a look inside the new nest and feeding it a lot of food. Just take good care of your injuries, little birdie. You're so cute, you must be fine. It's really well behaved, and it's so cute even though it's so small. It's a pity that it can't talk. It would be fun if it could talk. At this time, the children were standing in front of the bird's nest, looking at it with their eyes wide open, their brows full of love. They didn't know how long ago they had been thinking about raising such a cute little bird. Ha, you little guys, it can't understand what you're saying. Wang Xinyo was amused by the children's childish appearance, but the children did not think so and continued to communicate with the bird patiently, even though the bird did not understand anything. Meow. At this moment, the little black cat, who had been taking a nap before, suddenly stretched and opened his eyes. Perhaps it had heard the bird's cry, so it came over with interest. What do you want to do, little kitty? When the girls saw the little black cat coming over, they immediately thought of the bird and started to become alert. They hugged the little black cat in their arms and began to coax the little guy who had just woken up. Kitty, this little bird is also our good friend, you can't bully it. You have to be friends with the birds too. You can't treat your friends as food. If we see you bullying a bird, we won't feed you dried fish anymore. Meow. After being scolded by the maids, the little black cat cried out in grievance, and was let go by the maids after a long while. Now the bird is settled, but the girls still can't sit still. They rush back to the room and put on the clothes they just bought today. Hey, the new clothes look really good. After changing their clothes, the children gathered in front of Wang Xinyao's dressing mirror. The more they looked, the more satisfied they became, as if they had endless energy. They staggered downstairs and came to Yi Xian and Wang Xingyao. Mom and Dad, look, these are the new clothes that Sister Long Ling bought for us today. Isn't it beautiful? I think we look really good today. We love these clothes so much, do Mom and Dad like them? Several girls were circling around the two of them, wishing they could show Yi Xian and Wang Xingyao the clothes in 360 degrees. You look great. You are the best looking. But as your mother would say, you are a little too vain. Yi Xian nodded and spoke happily, and Wang Xingyao couldn't help laughing. Ha, your dad is absolutely right. But you are our little angels, so of course you are the prettiest. The girls were praised at this moment. Although they felt happy, they still scratched their heads in embarrassment. Later, the children went to change their clothes again and again, and the house almost turned into a fashion show. If Yi Xian hadn't carried them back to the house one by one to sleep, who knows how long they would have continued playing. The next morning, the girls woke up early. They didn't have to go to school today, and the first thing they thought of when they got up was the birds outside. The little bird hasn't eaten all night, so it must be very hungry, right? Yi, she said worriedly while biting her fingers, and the other girls nodded as well. Then they tiptoed out of the room and ran towards the bird's nest. Chirp, chirp. Following the little guy's crisp chirping, the children held all kinds of food in their hands, including rice grains, grains like corn, and dried mealworms. Yi Xia even had half a loaf of bread in his hand. The bird's wings have been treated and bandaged, and now it looks much better. It is more lively than yesterday, and is looking at the girls curiously, chirping. Good morning, little bird. Before we eat, we still need to help you clean your wounds. The girls smiled innocently when they saw that the bird's injuries had improved a lot. However, they did not forget Yi Xian's instructions. They took out the small first aid box and worked together to treat the wound on the bird's wings. Gently turning over the feathers, the bird's wound was recovering very well and was about to form a scab. The girls first disinfected the wound, applied some iodine with a cotton swab, and then applied some medicine, and it was almost done. In order not to scare the bird, the drugs used were not very irritating. This little guy seemed to be smart, or the girls' actions were very gentle, and the bird seemed to be very cooperative. However, before feeding the bird, the girls first cleaned the bird's cage, made it clean, and changed the water for the bird. Okay, little bird, we can have breakfast. After all this was done, the girls contentedly put the bird back into its nest and fed it with the food. The scene in front of them was a bit exaggerated. Yi Jing and others were holding grains in their hands, Yi Yan was picking up mealworms with chopsticks, and Yi Xia was tearing small pieces of bread, all of them rushing to feed the birds. Little bird, this is your favorite mealworm. Eat it quickly. Hey, there are also these are very fresh rice and corn kernels. Little bird, this is the bread our dad baked. It's delicious. Coincidentally, at this time, Yi Xian was helping Wang Xingyao get up from bed. Looking at the children's actions, he did not know whether to laugh or cry. Taking care of a little bird requires more careful and serious work than these girls taking care of themselves. Hey, girls, isn't it a bit too much to feed the birds so much food? Yi Xian walked forward with a wry smile and quickly stopped the girls who were still happily feeding the birds. If they continued feeding them, it would not be just healing the birds, it would be almost the same as euthanasia. Dad, aren't these suitable for feeding birds? Chapter 427 Little Cutie. The girls blinked and looked at Yi Xian curiously, thinking that the food was not suitable for birds. Ha, that's not what Dad meant. It's just that it's not good to feed the bird too much. After all, the bird is just a fledgling. Feeding it too much is not good for it. It's a bit too much. Okay, Dad, then we won't feed him now. After listening to Yi Xian's explanation, the children also felt that it was not a good idea to feed him so much, so they stopped immediately. But you guys are doing a great job taking care of the bird. Mom supports you. Here, Wang Xinyao also walked over to the girls with a smile and gave them an affirmative smile. Thank you, Mom. We will take good care of the little bird and make sure it gets well soon so it can fly back into the blue sky. Yeah, that's great. Let Daddy take you to have some rest first. Mommy's going to make breakfast. Yi Xian rubbed the children's faces lovingly, pulled them to the sofa to sit down and rest, while Wang Xinyao went to make breakfast for them. Dad, there will be a big event at school in a few days. Do you want to guess what it is? As soon as they sat down, a few girls giggled, blinked at Yi Xian, and talked in a daze about the school activities in a few days. Well, an activity. Let me guess. Is it a sports meet? How did Dad guess it right so quickly? Did he ask the teacher in advance? Suddenly, several girls looked at Yi Xian in disbelief. They didn't expect that Yi Xian had guessed it right at once. Dad is so lucky. Yi Xian curled his lips helplessly, thinking that this elementary school, apart from gala performances and sports meets, there aren't any large-scale activities, right? Well, Dad guessed it right. We will hold a sports meeting in a few days. It will definitely be exciting. However, after being surprised, the children were more excited and expectant when talking about the sports meeting. Yi Xian listened and nodded. After all, it is better to have more activities in elementary school. When you go to higher school, you will not have so much time to play. Well, that's great. You should also actively participate. Don't worry, Dad. We are all very positive. We just need to buy some sports equipment. That's no problem. You guys sit down first. Dad has something to do, so I won't be leaving yet. I'll go talk to your mom. Speaking of this, Yi Xian thought that he still had to go to the military headquarters today and probably wouldn't have much time, so he got up and walked into the kitchen. Here, Wang Xinyao was making breakfast. When she saw Yi Xian come in, she was curious and asked with a smile. Hubby, just go play with the girls. I can still make breakfast. It's not tiring. Well, I know Xinyao, let me tell you something. Yi Xian helped out and told Wang Xinyao about himself and the children. Xinyao, I have to go to the military headquarters today, but the children need to buy some sports equipment for the sports meet in a few days. Why don't you take them with you? Okay, husband, just go and do your work, I'll take the kids with me. Thank you for your hard work. Remember to go out slowly. After the discussion, everyone had breakfast together, and Wang Xinyao took the children to the mall, while Yi Xian went to the military headquarters alone. A moment later, Wang Xinyao brought the children to the entrance of the shopping mall. Although it was still early, many people had already arrived, so it was quite lively. This time, the children were different from before. They did not run forward excitedly, but walked obediently beside Wang Xinyao and supported her. You girls have grown up to be so sensible. Now you know how to take care of your mother. Wang Xinyao felt warm in her heart when she noticed the changes in her children. The mother and daughter walked into the mall hand in hand. The mall was bustling with people, and most of the shops were selling clothing and other goods. After Wang Xinyao took the children around, they finally found the sports equipment section. Okay, we're here, go and see for yourself what you want to buy. After entering one of the larger stores, Wang Xinyao smiled and sat on a chair nearby, letting the children choose by themselves. Okay, Mom. At this time, the girls were attracted by the dazzling array of sports equipment and equipment inside, and they started to wander around excitedly. There were many things they had never seen before, and they were curious about each of them. Football, basketball, and volleyball all seemed very interesting. These skipping ropes are so pretty, and there are colorful shuttlecocks too. It's so hard to choose, these all look great. Led by the clerk, the girls looked around and picked and chose and bought everything. Finally, after Wang Xinyao paid the bill, they left the mall. Mom, we are so hungry. As soon as he walked out, Yi Xia rubbed his stomach and shouted that he was a little hungry. Yes, Mom, I'm hungry too. Let's go eat something. I ate too little breakfast just now, and was just busy going out. Hey, Mom, we want to eat delicious food. As soon as these words were spoken, the other girls also shouted that they were hungry. Wang Xinyao saw nothing she could do and had to nod and agree. Okay, Mom will take you to dinner right now. Since you have been so well behaved recently, Mom will take you to a feast. Yeah. Mom is the best. The girls cheered and were taken by Wang Xinyao to a nearby big hotel. Let us eat here. I can have a good meal now. As she spoke, Wang Xinyao walked in with the children. The hotel was decorated very elegantly, and there were many men and women in formal attire standing there. However, without exception, when they saw Wang Xinyao and the girls walking in, they were immediately attracted by the cute and well-behaved appearance of the girls. At this time, the children were walking hand in hand beside Wang Xinyao. They were as pretty as exquisite porcelain dolls. Their every frown and smile were so eye-catching. Their innocent eyes looked at the layout of the hotel, like curious little angels peeking into the world. Such a picture immediately gave everyone a strong impact. Their eyes were constantly on the little ones. They were almost melted by their cuteness. After all, the clothes these girls wear are cute, their delicate little faces and lively eyes are intertwined, and they have all inherited Wang Xinyao's stunning beauty, so it's impossible not to attract other people's attention. Ah! This is so cute. What kind of family can raise such a cute little thing? Chapter 428 Envy. I am so envious. My heart is softened by these little babies. They are like little angels coming to the world. Don't say anything. This person must have done good deeds in his past life. Otherwise, how could there be such a few well-behaved and polite little cuties around? Seeing Wang Xinyao and the girls getting closer, everyone was more and more amazed. Even the child stars on the screen didn't look as lovable as these girls. Hey, you guys said the mothers of these girls are so pretty, their fathers must be handsome too. A girl in the crowd asked with some confusion, and the others around her agreed. I think this is definitely not bad. With the looks of these kids, their father must be a handsome guy. Ah, this is just good genes from the parents, but this is so adorable. Ha, you guys are all being too absolute. I don't think that's necessarily true. But at this time, someone next to him had a different opinion and didn't think it would be very cool. Just think about it this way. Most of these children should take after their mothers. After all, for men, it's good enough to be rich. Other things are not important. After hearing this man's analysis, many people nodded and agreed that this was the truth. That sounds reasonable. I think it should be about the same. No problem. If the whole family is so good-looking, it would be too outrageous. This is probably the case. Oh, if their fathers were also so handsome, I would be so jealous. Here, everyone was still talking among themselves. Wang Xinyao also sat down with the children, and a waiter was taking their order. The girls were surprisingly well behaved at this time. Instead of ordering food themselves, they gave the menu to Wang Xinyao. Mom, you order first, we'll eat whatever you eat. Yeah, we listen to Mom. We like whatever Mom likes to eat. Sister, do you have Kung Pao chicken? Our mom loves it. When the waitress saw this scene, she was also suddenly stunned. These little guys are so sensible. Ah! How can there be such a sensible little fellow? Yeah. That's too good. It is said that a daughter is a father's little cotton-padded jacket. It seems that this is also true for the mother. The well-behaved appearance of the little guys just now suddenly attracted more attention. Many people were watching secretly, and their eyes were filled with the appearance of the little guys. They were almost obsessed. Sister, I really want to hug these little cuties. They are so well-behaved and sensible. I really like them. I hope I can have daughters like them someday. I want to take them shopping, eating delicious food, and going to all the fun places. I don't know how to envy them. Here, the lobby manager was also in the hotel lobby. He suddenly saw many people looking at one place and talking. Some even raised their mobile phones to take pictures secretly. He also felt strange. What's going on? Is there a celebrity coming over? After muttering something, the lobby manager also looked over, and his gaze gradually stopped at Wang Xinyao and the little ones. Oh my god! These kids are so cute! The lobby manager exclaimed in his heart, marveling at the appearance of Yi Jing and the other girls. They were like little princesses from a fairy tale, so eye-catching. Whoever sees these little ones will instantly feel better. No one will not be attracted by their delicate faces and innocent eyes. Oh, this is so rare, the whole family has such good looks. After sighing, the lobby manager waved to the waiter nearby and pointed at the table where Wang Xinyo and the girls were sitting. Go and prepare some desserts for their table now. Okay, manager. I'll go right away. The waiter was immediately delighted. Doesn't this mean that he can get close to these little cuties? Just now when the waiters were free, they were looking at Wang Xinyao's table from time to time. They have seen many guests here, but have never seen anything like this. After agreeing, the waiter hurried downstairs to make arrangements according to the lobby manager's instructions. After a while, he came to Wang Xinyao's table with a tray and desserts, smiling. Madam, these are the desserts our hotel has given you. Welcome to our hotel. We hope you will come often in the future. Thank you, sister. The girls looked at the exquisite snacks served and quickly thanked the waitress, which made the waitress' heart almost melt, and she smiled gently at the children. You're welcome. I like cute and sensible little sisters like you. I hope you enjoy your meal. Wang Xinyao, who was standing next to them, couldn't help but cover her mouth and smile when watching the interaction between the waiter and the children. These girls are the focus wherever they go. Thank you, little sister. You're so kind, ma'am. The waitress bowed politely and turned away, with an unstoppable smile on her face. Even now she was still excited by the cute and intelligent looks of these girls. This dessert is delicious. Hee, but it's still a little bit different from doing it with Daddy. Mom, you should eat it too, it's really delicious. The children enjoyed the appetizer and dessert happily, but did not forget Wang Xinyao. Each of them scooped a spoonful and put it into Wang Xinyao's mouth, making Wang Xinyao not know which spoonful to eat first. After eating dessert, the dishes ordered by Wang Xinyao and others were served one after another. These delicacies were all delicious and the exquisite presentation was also very eye-catching, which aroused Wang Xinyao and the children's appetite. At this time, on the other side, Yi Xian had finished his military affairs and had already got in the car and left. He called Wang Xinyao as soon as possible. Xinyao, where are you now? I've finished my work here and am coming to pick you up now. Ah. Dad's calling. On this side, several girls watched Wang Xinyao answer the phone and heard Wang Xinyao's voice on the other end. They immediately perked up and quickly took the phone in their hands. Dad, are you done yet? Did everything go well today, Dad? Can you come pick us up now? Dad, where are you now? Have you eaten yet? Hearing the excited voices of the little guys on the phone, Yi Xian smiled helplessly. These little guys are really too dependent on him. Chapter 429 Attention. Ha, Dad has finished his work. Today went pretty smoothly. I'll pick you up later. You can eat first. There's no rush. Yeah, okay Dad, then you must come early. Okay, Dad promises you. After the call, the little ones thought that Yi Xian was coming to pick them up, so they ate much faster. It was useless for Wang Xinyao to say anything, so she could only go along with the little ones. After a while, the children had eaten and drunk their fill, and then they couldn't wait to look at Wang Xinyao. All they wanted was to see Yi Xian as soon as possible. Alright, you girls, Mom will take you downstairs right now. Wang Xinyao looked at the children with a helpless look, and could only take them to pay the bill and then headed downstairs. Here, Yi Xian had also arrived downstairs of the hotel. Tang Hao had driven him there in a luxury car. He was leaning against the car, waiting for Wang Xinyao and the other kids. Here, Wang Xinyao and the children also came out, and many people who had finished their meal were also walking downstairs, but their eyes were all on the children, and they only took as many glances as possible. After all, these little guys are so cute that they really have no resistance at all. Dad! We missed you so much. However, the little guys were still walking quietly and well-behavedly in the previous second, but after seeing Yi Xian in the next second, they couldn't wait to run up and threw themselves into Yi Xian's arms. Dad, you didn't eat with us today. That's right, Dad. We must make it up to you next time. Dad, it's really nice of you to come pick us up. Boom. Dad. Is this the father of these kids? At this moment, the people who were walking down together were completely stunned. Their eyes shifted from the little guys to Yi Xian, staring straight at Yi Xian's face. Everyone was stunned. No way? How come their dad is so handsome too? So handsome, so handsome. Those young handsome guys and big stars, come and see for yourself what temperament is. This is what temperament is. What the hell is going on? The mother of these kids is so beautiful, how come they have such a handsome father? I really don't know who I should envy. At this moment, everyone's scalp felt numbed as if by an electric current as thick as a thumb, but just as everyone had just reacted, they also noticed Yi Xian leaning against the car behind him. Ah! Look, what kind of car is this? Holy crap! This is a custom-made extended version of Rolls-Royce. It's truly a top-notch luxury car. I'm so dumbfounded. Not only is he handsome, but he's also very charming. I can accept that he has such a charming temperament, but how can he be so rich? The continuous shock came in waves like the tide. He just stood there and stared blankly, his eyes almost frozen, fixed on Yi Xian and Wang Xinyao's family. After a while, Yi Xian had already taken Wang Xinyo and the children into the car. Without wasting any time, he started the Rolls-Royce and drove away. Everyone stared at the back of the Rolls-Royce, which gradually went away until they could no longer see it, but they were still immersed in the surprise that had just occurred. It was unknown how long had passed before they took a few deep breaths and sighed with trembling eyes. Oh, I'm so envious. This family has broken the saying that you can't have your cake and eat it too. I'm really envious. This is simply a fairy-like family. Both the husband and wife are top-notch in looks, and there are these little cuties. Stop talking, I feel like I ate a ton of lemons, so sour. After a while, Yi Xian also brought Wang Xinyo and the children back home. The children excitedly took out the sports equipment they bought today and looked at Yi Xian eagerly. Dad, we have a sports meet in a few days, can you take us to train? Okay, girls, it's good for you to exercise more. Yi Xian smiled and agreed immediately, then brought the children to the yard. Who would have thought that once they got outside the wide and flat yard, the little guys started running and jumping excitedly like birds out of a cage. No one knew what they were doing, but their energy was so strong that nothing could stop them. You girls, what are you doing? Yi Xian's mouth twitched, and he looked at the children helplessly and asked. A few little guys ran a few steps and jumped, ran a few steps and jumped again, and explained to Yi Xian seriously. Dad, we are training. Yi Xian looked at the little girls with a helpless look, and quickly waved to them to stop and said to them. Girls, you are not allowed to do strenuous exercise before warming up. Do you understand? If you don't warm up like you did, first of all, your muscles won't adapt to the exercise state, and secondly, it will be more likely to cause muscle strain. You must be careful. Now look at Daddy carefully. Daddy will teach you a complete warm-up. Watch carefully and learn well. Aha! The children nodded obediently. Although they still didn't understand what the warm-up was for, they heard that it was easier to get injured if they didn't warm up, so they still followed the instructions carefully. Next, Yi Xian, wearing simple sportswear, demonstrated a complete set of warm-up movements to the children. The children were not idle either, and followed along while learning and doing them, and they looked quite good. After everything was ready, Yi Xian finally felt relieved, but before starting the formal training, he still asked the children. I almost forgot, what projects did you girls sign up for? Dad, I know. We have signed up for high jump, running, skipping rope, and a team relay event. Okay, I understand. Let's start with the high jump. Yi Xian nodded, took out the soft cushion he had prepared in advance, and made a simple adjustable high jump pole in the yard. Girls, look here, Daddy is going to show you how to do the standard high jump. As he spoke, Yi Xian adjusted the high jump pole to a suitable height, stood at a distance, and was ready to start. All the children looked at Yi Xian intently, waiting for his wonderful demonstration, but they didn't even dare to breathe. They had rarely been exposed to the high jump event before, and when they saw the height chosen by Yi Xian, they felt a little nervous. After all, this height is much taller than theirs. I'm starting. Girls, pay attention. Chapter 430 Simply. Here, as soon as Yi Xian finished speaking, he suddenly exerted force with his hind legs and rushed forward like an arrow with all his strength. When he was about 1.5 meters away from the high jump pole, he suddenly kicked with his legs and jumped up on the spot. And following up with the strength of the running start just now, Yi Xian's body drew a perfect parabola. He twisted his waist again, adjusted his body balance, and finally landed steadily on the cushion behind him. Ah! Dad is so awesome. That's right. This move is even cooler than our PE teachers. Dad, you are our idol. The girls next to them immediately burst into thunderous applause. This was so beautiful. The whole process was smooth and extremely smooth. Both Yi Xian's own strength and the viewing experience of the movements were at their best. So, do you know the steps of high jump now? Is there anyone who can answer Dad? Yi Xian walked over with a smile, and instead of teaching the children first, he asked the children what they had learned from his actions just now. I'll do it, I'll do it. Yi Xia quickly raised his hand and continued in a baby voice. I saw it clearly just now. Dad first ran up, and then when he was about to reach the high jump pole, he jumped up directly. It was as amazing as flying. Ha, Xia Xia is right, that's pretty much what I meant. However, there are still many details you need to pay attention to. Yi Xian smiled and touched Yi Xia's head, then continued to explain. First of all, this move requires a running start, so that when we jump up, we can flip over the pole more easily. Secondly, the pace of the run-up also needs to be controlled. It can't be too slow nor too fast. After that, when you jump up, you must also pay attention to keep your body balanced so that you can jump over smoothly. Of course, it's no use for me to tell you so much. You need to try it yourself, and you must be confident and bold. Only in this way can you be sure of success. The children listened carefully, and by this time they had roughly understood what was going on and spoke with confidence. Dad, we know what to do, let's try it. Okay. Come one by one. But be careful. As he spoke, Yi Xian adjusted the height of the pole for the children, and then watched as the children started jumping one by one. Yi Jing was the first one. She kept Yi Xian's words in mind all the time. She first took a running start, then jumped up quickly and successfully jumped behind the pole. Of course, this is also because Yi Xian adjusted the height for them to be